Morning, people. We are live. Welcome back to the Neeks Sports podcast. The transfer window has closed and we are about to get into it. Premier League has started. Big moves have been made. Some may even get changed today. But we'll have a look and see what the guys think. Those of you in the chat, get in the comments. Let us know what you thought were the biggest transfers this season so far. Well, this summer window, and yeah, let us know what you thought about the Premier League so far because we're about to get into it. So, without further ado, let's go. Yes, we are live. We are live. I'm here with Neeks, Carl, and Jay. Everyone all good?
Yeah, man. I'm good.
Yeah, man.
You stopped introducing the Neeks Sports podcast number. What episode are we on now?
66. We're live in at 66. We're in episode 66.
Man, we did 60 of these.
65.
66.
65. But this one we had to go live for. Obviously, big transfer window finally.
Wait, hold on. We're live. Oh, golly.
Yeah,
Yes,
live.
we're
I recorded. Golly.
You're live.
Look at my hair. I'm getting all out.
The chat's about to get. The chat might get fix up. Yeah, we're in the cut. We're live on YouTube right now. Yes, straight into it. Why not? The transfer window has closed. Done. Finito. Big moves have been made. Big money has been spent all across Europe. Probably one of the biggest transfer windows we've had for God knows, like in terms of the big players leaving or moving on. And could have even been even bigger if a couple more deals went through. But it is what it is. We're here. A lot of money has been spent. A lot of squads have been strengthened. Others maybe not so. But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, there's only one place to start. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is back in the Premier League. Since first time for how long has he been gone now?
2009 he left, so what are we saying, 12 years?
12 years. He's come on his crutches to just see what the Premier League is still saying, see if he can still cut it in the big time. So yeah, I guess straight in, Neeks. What's your thoughts on that? Cristiano Ronaldo back.
The GOAT! Can you see my smile on my face? Never doubted him once.
Weren't you a bit?
Never doubted him once.
Nika, don't lie to the people. Nika, don't
lie
to the people.
Trust.
Don't
lie. The group chat said different, boy.
Tell them the truth. You was cussing, dragging his name from pillar to post. Cristiano who?
The truth is in the eye of the beholder. I never doubted him once. But you know, some Man United fans were a bit worried, that he might be joining the Blue Heart.
You were one of them.
I don't know. I never.
You were one of them.
Check my tweets. Did I tweet anything?
You didn't have to tweet it. It was in
the
group chat.
On it? Did I do a video on it? I didn't do a video on it. I didn't publicly drag his name. Whatever I felt inside is between me and my feelings. Anything else is assumption, conjecture, lies, maybe even a Photoshop. If anything comes out, it's a Photoshop. Because you did not see it come out of my mouth. But
I'm gonna just go on. Sorry, when you're done.
Listen, Ronaldo, like this guy. Well, you actually deep it. You actually really deep it. Ronaldo is one of the greatest players of all time. When he left us, he was like our best player in the world.
Full screaming, Ramon, because I have a feeling it's going to come and haunt him at the end of the season. Full screaming.
We actually deep it. Ronaldo is one of the greatest players of all time, like ever, in the history of ever. When he left us in 2009, he was the best player in the world. Just one. He was the Ballon d'Or holder at the time. 3 Premier Leagues in a row, Champions League. Obviously, just lost the Champions League final, to be fair. But he was the best player in the world officially at that moment. He's gone on since then to actually become one of the greatest players ever. Some would say the greatest player ever, which obviously leads to him to be the greatest player of his generation. One of the greatest players we want. What's the echo coming from?
Not me.
Nathaniel.
Yo,
There
You
we
got
go.
echo on.
Mute him. One of
Nathaniel, man.
the greatest players ever is back at Manchester United. Is at Manchester United, and it's not often or ever you can have the privilege of having. We're talking top 3, top 2. Some might say top 1 greatest player ever at your club. Now, is he the best player right now? No, he's not. But he's damn good and better than a lot of other players who are 5, 10 years his senior. So when I heard he was coming back to Manchester United, and as you well know from the group chat that you speak of, and how Kyle was trying to shut me down for constantly updating and being happy, you can't silence me because nothing has made me happier this summer. He's back.
Right. I'm doing a tweet right now that says, out of these teams, who had the best transfer window in the EPL? Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, or Liverpool? It's on the. I'm dropping on the Neeks
What?
Sports Twitter.
You finished that poll. A couple more things you want to add in there.
Twitter won't let me do more than 4. So if anyone wants to add any other teams, you can just add it in the reply.
Wait, hey, cut Liverpool. What they even spent money?
It's true. You're right.
You put Liverpool in there.
It's
Take
true.
them out.
Now put them in there for banks, innit?
100 and how much have we spent? 150 mil. Arsenal, put them in there.
Go for
Real money,
Arsenal in there.
real money, man. Real money, man, in the building. Big up everyone in the chat. MN said, I thought Neeks was a snake. I thought he was.
No. I think it's like
I thought
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo was a snake. Yeah, I thought Ronaldo was a snake. Yeah, I mean, listen. The reality is, no matter what you say, the agent. I mean, agents do what agents do, innit? Agents do what they do. Try to get a man another club. They don't really care about loyalty. They just want to find man the money.
Mm.
And he offered them to City. He was offered to Man City, and Man City considered it for a minute or two. That was before Ollie's press conference, and that probably prompted the calls from Fergie and Rio and all these men to try and say, "Hold on a minute, what's going on here?" And so maybe respect has to go to them lot. But the reality is, the agent was trying to shift Ronaldo round the bush. He ended up the only man who wanted him was his ex. So he went back, innit? And they say never go back to your ex, but it is what it is. He's gone back. So clearly, Man United must be one of the favourites to take back their crown. Now they got the GOAT back, surely. I mean, we'll get into that for sure. Kyle.
And the poll is out.
What apart from Ronaldo, what was your biggest transfer surprise of this window in the Premier League?
There was a couple, to be fair. There was a couple. And I think it just both revolved around Man City and Arsenal. Just Arsenal obviously spending a huge amount of money, but looking like the investments have gone nowhere. I've never seen 150 million worth spent in my life. And also Man City just signing 100 million on Grealish. Now I ain't saying, all right, cool, signing 100 million Grealish is bad. All right, cool, you strengthen the midfield area. Not that it needs strengthening. Does it improve their team? No, it doesn't improve their team. It improves their squad depth. But are they better as a team? Like, remember, they've lost Aguero and they've got, well, it looks like Ferran Torres playing up front, and they've signed Jack Grealish. I don't think their first 11, whatever Pep decides is his best 11, I don't think it's stronger than what it was last season. Is it deeper? Yes, because they've got Jack Grealish. But I just think if you got Jack Grealish and a striker, it's like, cool, you spent 100 million on Jack Grealish. There's no big deal. But the fact that you spent 100 million on Grealish and don't sign a striker, why are you not investing that 100 million into the striker first? That's your prime. That's your main goal is to get a striker. You lost Aguero, Jesus don't cut it, and you're playing a winger as a makeshift striker because Ferran Torres is a winger and he's playing up front. So clearly you need a striker, but you decided to spend your 100 million on a creative midfielder before signing a striker. So yeah, I think Man City's kind of done their business a bit wobbly. They kind of did.
You know what it is.
I think they just assume that we're just gonna get our people that we want. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the order we go about it. We're gonna get the people that we want anyway. So yeah, we can get Jack Grealish first. Then whoever's next on our list, we're gonna get to. But they didn't prioritize the striker.
That was it. I think because isn't that Frozen?
Yeah, he is, man. This is awful, man. Take him out until he's sorted that, man. That is embarrassing. 2020. Embarrassing.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is, Carl. They thought we're gonna get Kane, and they were probably under the assumption that X amount of money would be enough, 120, 130 million, whatever it was they finally bidded. And obviously they improved so. And Grealish's release clause had a deadline. I think it had to be activated before the end of July or something like that. So is that when he got activated? Yeah, I think it was before the end of July. And if they didn't do it, then obviously they have to give a price that Aston Villa are happy about rather than activating 100 million. So I think, if they knew Levy was going to be that tough in the negotiation, which they should have assumed anyway, then you go in for Kane early. You get that done before the 31st of July, so then you can still have time to put Grealish release clause bid in.
But do you not? But do you not think? Obviously, the fact that they didn't bid the asking price for Kane, he obviously wasn't their main target. Because
no, I don't agree.
I mean, you could if you
Sancho was our main target last summer. Just because we didn't bid what Dortmund wanted, it didn't mean he wasn't our main target. Obviously, we were just willing to. All right, we'll wait. We'll make do, and we'll wait till next year. Have been a main target, and you value him the same as the buyer, the seller. I don't think it's exactly the same thing. I think they were just like, he's our main target, but willing to only pay 130 or 140 million.
Yeah, but if you spent 100 million on one other player, surely that's where you want, because like if Kane was their main target and Grealish was the second target, like, and you surely would have gone the other way around. You surely would have spent if you're only going to spend money on one player, you would have spent it on the one that you really want.
Yeah, but are they willing? But they have to also be willing to. But they might value Grealish at 100 million, and they only value Kane at 130. So it's like, do you say, all right, because Kane's our main target, we're gonna forego Grealish and spend 170 million? I don't know what Levy wanted on Kane, even though that's 40 million, 50 million above how you value him.
But it also might have been tactics, Ramon. Because think about it, right? If you're the selling club, right, and let's say Man City haven't bought Grealish, right? So you're thinking their transfer budget or the transfer kitty is still at maximum, and then they're coming for Kane. They're gonna try and ooze every penny out of you. Now, if they just witnessed Man City splash 100 mil on Grealish, and now they're coming in for Kane, if you are willing to depart, or you're actually willing to negotiate for your main player for Harry Kane, you're not gonna try and squeeze every penny out of City because you know that they just spent 100 million on Grealish release clause, so they might be a bit more lenient. Whereas Man City are probably thinking Grealish is 100 million regardless because that's his release clause, and we've got a set date to activate it on. So if we bid for him first, get the 100 million out of the way, maybe Spurs are willing to,
But equally, Spurs might look at him like
buyers. They'll be like, look, well, if you want him, you got to pay up.
I think more than that, the Spurs might even look at it like, if Grealish is worth 100 million, then Kane is worth 200 million. I had him at 150, because I didn't think Grealish was worth 100. But now that Grealish is actually 100, the price might have gone up. Because I think, if anything, that's what I said, they should have just tried to get it done before July the 31st, before you get anyone else in, because every deal affects the price of the next deal. We saw how the market inflated after Neymar went for 200 million. So when Grealish went for 100, City may have been informed at the start of the transfer window, you can get Kane for 150. When Grealish went for 100, that price may have changed. So when City finally put in their last bid, it's like, oh, no. The price has changed because the market's different now. Grealish is worth 100, Kane's worth 200. So, yeah, they went about it the wrong way. But
I don't
ultimately,
know. It depends. I mean, it depends. It depends. If Grealish was their main target, they've done what they've done.
well, I think that's wrong. I think that's the wrong way anyway. Because why would Grealish be on their target? I don't get it.
Because I think
Grealish
like
is
they
cold,
know, but they know Levy. They know Levy's gonna not gonna want to sell Kane for any less than 150. Like I think we knew that from the start of the window. It wasn't like it was a new thing. We knew that he was gonna ask for that much money for Kane. That was what we knew already. So like it was a choice of, do we go all out for Kane and leave Grealish and get Grealish after? If Grealish is still going to be 100 mil, whatever, because that's his release clause or whatever, they agreed. So that's still there, but then you get Kane done, and then for 150, and you still spend 100 on Grealish if you still want to do that. But they went the other way and said, no, okay, we want Grealish. There's 100 mil, bam, have it, and we don't want to spend any more on that on Kane. But I mean, we'll see in it. We'll see. And the thing is, Pep made that little joke about the strikers on Saturday. The media say that we need strikers, and that we won 5-0. We won 5-0, and the media say that we need strikers, but laugh it off. So like, I feel
said
like
you need strikers. You bidded 140 million on a striker.
I feel like Pep wants to do it without a striker again, just to say that, because everyone says they need a striker, I feel like he wants to be like, we need a striker, cool, all right, we'll see what happens in it. I'll play Torres up front. I won't even play my only striker in the club up front. I'll put him on the right wing, and I'll play my left winger up front, and then we'll see what happens in it. Quick question here from Matthew saying, will Man City go back for Kane in January?
No chance.
That'll be the worst possible time, especially if Tottenham are high flying still.
I can't see it.
Yeah, Levy's not selling him in January.
Yeah, no chance.
Levy's not selling in January.
I guess it depends on Spurs this season. If the season's done by January,
what does done mean? Like, it can always be recovered. It can always be recovered.
I don't think so. I think if it's done, that means they're in a dire position, which means they won't sell Kane. And if they're like ahead, like having a mad season, which means Kane is doing well, he ain't going. So either way, he ain't going.
Okay. Unless he's done a Van Dijk where he's gone on strike and he's missed training and all that kind of stuff. Like
he's done that already.
Even then, he ain't going.
Van Dijk was I know, but if he does it again, that'll be the only chance. But
I mean, that saga for me is a bit of a joke anyway. I mean, the guy is basically begging to go, desperate to go, and now all of a sudden,
after everything he's done for
like every single tweet he posts, I don't believe you anymore. Like I don't great to see all the fans back. Like no one believes what you're saying because you were desperate to leave. You were literally desperate to leave a month ago. Now all of a sudden, it's great to see the fans back. It's great to it's just PR. It just sounds even more like PR than it would have like normally. And I just feel like obviously he's got to do what he's got to do.
Wouldn't he just say, "I don't want to be here, but I'll play in it"?
You can't say that.
You can't.
Why not?
Unfortunately, that kind of honesty is not really doesn't pass.
You're welcome.
Doesn't pass. Yeah.
Just say I'm hearing it.
I guess Spurs fans won't. If you're staying at Spurs, I don't think they really would care what you say. Because I mean, the Spurs fans, most Spurs fans, if you ask them at the start of the window, like Kane deserves to go elsewhere. Like it wasn't mad. Like maybe 2-3 years ago when Spurs were sort of on the ride.
I'm seeing people saying Buns Kane. Let's just get the money for him. People are moving. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the point.
That's my point. People wanted the money for Kane to say, you know what, fair enough. Kane's done his thing. If Kane decides to leave, like give us the money. Cool. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what they want. Like I don't think they were
No, but they were
mad if
all
Kane
cussing
left.
him out like he's a scum of the earth. Like to say like they have anything to be screaming on for. Like what have they won?
Yeah,
I
but
didn't see that.
what are they saying now? But what are they saying now? Now they ain't saying that. Now they're joining him on because he's
Because
staying
he's
in
course
the top
they
of
staying.
the
are.
league.
Because they
Of course they
thought
are.
he was leaving, so it was probably a defense mechanism for
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
It's either a case of, oh yeah, he deserves to go, or oh, we don't want you anyway, just give us the money. Now he's staying like, hey, he's one of
Just
our
like just like just
own.
like
It's
just
literally
like
it's
you,
literally the Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's literally the Ronaldo saga.
I
The
don't know
Man
what you're talking.
City,
I
Like
know what
Neeks
you're
and
Man
talking about.
City.
Ronaldo.
But it's funny because it's twist. At first, it was like slate Ronaldo. Oh, why is he getting Man City? Don't want nothing to do with him. And now all of a sudden, the Man City fans, like who was it? Trevor Sinclair was like, oh, is it gonna work at Man United? I don't think it's gonna work. But 2 weeks ago, they were loving it. Yeah, he's gonna do well if he comes to Man City. Jody and Lescott, come on, it's all the same,
So
man. You
funny.
defend what you defend your own, innit? You defend your own.
Good thing I never slayed Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, sure.
You
Don't worry, don't worry.
trust car.
Got them receipts.
Innit?
Got
Of
them
course I do.
Just
receipts.
got the receipts.
Nat, are you with us? Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. My man's in the chat. The free Harry
You
Kane.
might as well
Nat,
you might as well just give
free
a
yourself
dial-in
from
number.
from your bad Wi-Fi. Free yourself up from the bad Wi-Fi, Nat. All right, quickly. I want to just quickly discuss Arsenal's transfer window. Because as Carl said, in his opinion,
Your
it's
team looks the same as last year. What happened?
150 mil. You ain't seen money spent worse. I'd argue Griezmann and Ousmane Dembele could rival that, but I'm not getting there. I'm not getting there. But listen, this is my take on it, right? It's hard when people say, what's your thoughts on the transfer window? What's your thoughts on Arsenal's window? Hard to make a judgment because all of the players are so young. Like they've obviously gone for a policy of buying young this year. They're all under 24, 25, something like that. So every single one of them is young compared to last year when there was Louise and Willian, and you kind of knew what you were gonna get, even if it was bad. You kind of knew what you was getting. We literally saw David Luiz. We didn't see nothing new from David Luiz. Willian probably was worse than people might have expected, but and I think at the moment it's so up in the air of what these players can become because potential is nothing until it's proven, isn't it? So some of the signings could be sick. Like it could be great. It could be international players for their countries and do well, have a good career. But like they're taking a massive risk. They're taking a massive risk buying for the future. And when you're in a position like Arteta is in, where your job is probably like more on the line than others, it's even more of a big risk because you're maybe buying for Arsenal's future, but you might not even be here to see this through. Like, obviously Arsenal have given him the money to spend. They gave him 150 mil, so I don't expect them to just get rid of him straight away. But like, you've gone one way completely. That was your process last year, and now you've switched completely to go with youth when you realise that wasn't working. All
You're
of
saying
the
it was a
sort of,
decent window.
I don't know. I'm saying I find it hard to judge it in terms of what the players could be because they're so young. Like
Oh,
we don't. I don't literally most of the players. I've never seen them before. I've never seen Lokonga before. I'll be honest. I've never seen Tavares before this season. I've never seen this new brother Tommy Sal. Never seen him before. Ramsdale. I've seen him in the Premier League. Not pulled up trees to say that he's worth the money or whatever. Odegaard, obviously we've seen him last year, and Ben White, I've seen him for 1 year at Brighton in a back three, which is completely different from what he's coming. So again, I have no idea what these signings are going to be. And you could argue that there's positions that we probably need to strengthen. We should have done in more detail. The Xhaka one for me is the biggest shambles of the whole window. The guy was in Rome, about to go to Roma, pretty much, with Jose, and then Jose wanted the money, and then we give him a new deal. Like, what is that? It doesn't even make sense. And Bellerin was about to get a new deal. Now he's gone to Betis. It's like these guys changed their mind halfway through the
What
window.
happened to Maitland-Niles?
Maitland-Niles, he's to go. He's desperate to go. They haven't cleared the air talks, and now he's staying. It's that's more worrying for me than the actual signings. Like those situations, because they're the sort of in-house management stuff that isn't being dealt with very well. The new players, new players can come, and go, but if the structure is wrong at the top, then it's a mess.
For a second, I thought you was saying that it's been a decent window. I was about to say, now I know where all my straws have gone. You've clutched them all.
No, I can't say it's been good. Cause I said I literally have no idea what they're going to be, and I've no idea what they have been to what they are going to be. So like
the problem is that you said it, obviously it's clear the I think there's a direction in terms of building for the future. So it's not like it's been some old players, some young, but it's clear that's the direction they're going. But Arsenal need results now, and when I say now, I don't just mean because they lost their first 3 games. It's just that you can't finish 3 years in a row. Like you can't be out of Europe again. It's already hard this season to attract or afford the top players in Europe to hopefully get back into Europe. If you're out of Europe for another year, it's going to be a bigger strain on your finances, a bigger dent in terms of the pool, and it's going to be harder and harder. So it's like,
you think they Arsenal, even care? Because they don't look like any.
No, but they should care, because even in case of in terms of a money thing, Arsenal earn more money being in the Champions League than being out of it. So even in that sense, the owners should want to be in the Champions League, even if they don't care if they win anything, because that's where the money is. So for me, I'm like, yeah, cool. You've got some good backup. You got a backup. I was on Robbie's channel yesterday, and he's talking about, got back. We need a backup left back, and got a backup left back. Need a backup goalkeeper, got a backup goalkeeper. Needed a backup this, a backup that, and cool. But the best way to strengthen your bench is to buy first team players, and your first team players become the bench players. You don't strengthen your bench by buying bench players unless your first team is already good. So Liverpool, for example, if Liverpool's first team is brilliant, so you go and buy bench players to strengthen the squad. Man United's first team, for what we need, wasn't good enough, so you go and buy first team players, and your first team players of last year then become bench players, and you sell last year's bench players because they're now redundant. They're not needed anymore. I think Arsenal's got a better squad now overall, but the bench is as good or as bad as the first team, which wasn't good enough last year. So are they going to get higher up than 8th? And I can't see it. And if you go for a transfer and you spend 150 million and you don't improve your position from the year before, you can't say it's been a successful transfer window. You can't. So, yeah, I mean, the proof will be in the pudding whether or not it's the worst 150 million spent. Because when it was spent on Dembele and Griezmann, especially Dembele, people would have said, "Oh, good signing." No, maybe not so Griezmann. That was already. I think everyone kind of knew it was a bit overpriced. But the proof was in the pudding, and it wasn't worth it in the end. So, yeah, from the outside, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, that's now on him now. Now he's got to go and exactly as you said, prove them right. I mean, some of them, like the Ramsdale situation, bought because they believe he's going to be the number 1 in the future. That's their plan. Leno's in his last year, so I think he'll go next year, and that's the plan for Ramsdale to be number 1. But yeah, so the others are sort of taking risk on whether they'll be in the first team or not. But yeah, we'll see.
I'm confused. Is Leno not a good keeper? Is he not good for you?
I'm confused.
He's good at best. He's not getting any better. I don't think he wants to be there, really.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So it's like, what's the point? I mean,
just how you lot treat Martinez, damn man.
Well, Martinez is good. He's loving life right now.
Yeah, I know. And just how you treated him. The guy was better than Leno. You had your keeper right there.
Yeah, I mean, again, but it's Leno had a good. The problem with that situation, Leno had a good year that year, and it was a decision that he obviously made, which was to keep him.
I know,
And
but he got injured at the end of the season, and
yeah,
and Martin has played the end of the season and the start of the next season, Community Shield, which you won,
yeah,
and he couldn't put a foot wrong. And then
Mm.
from that, you should just take from that and just say, you know what, maybe we got a little rival on our hands. But as soon as the man came back from injury, he said, yeah, you're not going to be playing, and he was like, no, I need to be playing football. So all right, off you can go then. I
Mm.
don't know, man. I thought it would have, I feel like it was mismanaged, man. Because
Yeah. I think even they'll probably say it was, but it's difficult when your manager's stubborn on his choice.
I was
Like
about to say mismanagement seems to be a trait of Arteta's that he got, like,
yeah,
and I think when he gets sacked, and I think he will get sacked very soon, it's all going to come out. Like, you can't fall out with this many players in such a short period of time. It doesn't make sense. And I know that everything that's happened at the club isn't his fault. He inherited a whole load of issues,
yeah,
but so did Solskjaer. So he inherited a whole load of issues, and now you barely hear anything. You barely hear anything. Like Saliba, Guendouzi, Torreira, Maitland-Niles. I'm trying to think. I know there's more.
Ozil.
Yeah, Ozil, that's a big one. That's a big one. Like, you can't keep falling out with players and ostracizing players. And if you're getting the results, cool. When Jose was in his pomp and he was falling out with players, or when Conte's winning, you can justify it. But when you're not getting the results, even the players can't even say, you know what, he was right to get rid of Guendouzi, because now we went. Jose got rid of Salah, Lukaku, and De Bruyne, but won the league. What can you say?
Mm.
When you're losing and you're making other decisions, everything you do starts being questioned now. Even if it was a right decision or the wrong decision, everything gets questioned. And yeah, so it will come out in the end. Someone's going to do a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the reality is he's also coming from a place of no experience. This is
Yeah.
his first job, so he's doing it he's making these big calls from a place of not being in there before. Like Jose, to do what Jose done, is you can kind of say, cool. You can kind of give him the reins to say, all right, cool. You know what you're doing. You've won Champions Leagues before. You've won league titles before. Like you do what you have to do, innit? But like for Arteta to do it, it's like, where are you coming from to now say that you can do this because you've won one trophy? Like, it's not you're not at that level yet to do it. And again, maybe he will become a good manager in time. Maybe this will help him become that. But as it stands right now, you're not in that position yet to be making these calls. But at the same time, Arsenal are allowing him. Like Arsenal are fully backing Edu and Arteta to do it and run with it. Like, they're giving them the money to do it. They're letting them cancel all these contracts and get these players out. So like, they fully behind whatever their decision that they chose to make with him. But
Isn't Edu going? Aren't the board unhappy with how he's been spending money?
Well, they can't be, because they keep giving him more. They gave him 150 mil,
Because
so they can't be that. They can't be that unhappy.
Know,
They can't be that unhappy. I mean, if you give a manager and a director of football 150 mil, you can't be unhappy at him that much. You know what I mean? You might limit their chance. You might say, no, you know what? You've had too much money to spend or whatever. To rebuild again after what they've done the past couple of years shows that they're not bothered, or they've got a budget and they said, you lot do whatever you want with it, and it is what it is. And they've recouped some money from Joe Willock or whatever, but yeah, we'll see in it. Time will tell. MN says, but trust the process, it will all work out in the end. We'll see.
Yeah, Ozil said it too. Trust the process.
Yeah. Quickly
announced Madison. Still was supposed to sign him, weren't they?
I want to quickly just talk about before we move on to our predictions.
Sorry, man said Ed and Edu.
Ed and Edu. Ed and Edu.
Literally. Javan, Chelsea have signed Saul. Question marks about the timing of it. I'm not sure if that's legit.
Borrowed him.
Last day of the transfer. Couldn't get through the Kunde deal.
I'm not fine with that.
They were up in the demands late on. So how do you rate Chelsea transfer window? Saul and Lukaku.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
for once, oh, it's not bad. Is he on a train?
What's that doing? Get him off the screen.
Oh, get it off, man. Get it off. This is embarrassing.
Nah, it's
Um,
2021. It's 2021.
embarrassing like their window. For once, I'm actually in a decent place, like in acceptance of the squad. Normally, as you guys know, I'm always like, oh, this squad is dead. This squad is like rubbish. We need a lot of this. But for once, I'm actually in a position where I'm okay with the squad. Personally, I'm trying to think. Maybe a right back, a left back. I would have, if we had gotten Hakimi as well, I would have been like dead set happy. I would have been just set. But Saul and Lukaku decent enough. It addresses some of the issues we have. Kante, if he goes missing, a lot of bite from our midfield goals. So him coming in hopefully should negate that, which is really good. So yeah, transfer the window, I'm okay with it. Give or take. Not the best window. I think we had one of the most exciting windows last season. Probably one of our best ones.
I think your work that you did last season allowed you to have a pretty simple one this year because you bought all these players, all these positions, goalkeeper, left back, centre back, attackers, all that. You know, Ziyech hasn't played this season, for example, and then like we all knew one of those players. One of those players was going to flop. Like you bought so many players that there was always going to be one who didn't. It's impossible that all 8 or whatever it was were going to be banging. And it turned out to be Werner. So you say, all right, cool, let's go and get a striker. And you went and got the striker. Niguez, Saul Niguez is a good sign as well because Kante has injury issues and you just want some added steel in the middle. And like a centre back / right back, which Kunde can do both, what would have been, I guess, not even just not necessarily the ice on the cake, but it would have been surplus. Like, why not? We can't, why not? Because something for the future. But in terms of this season alone, there's nothing. You got everything you needed just for in terms of this season, and and
I would say like what them men are saying in the comments. I feel like I'm more happy with that because we've made a lot of money, and they've hardly been players from the first team. Like I think we made about probably made about 90 mil, if that. I was looking at something, and I think our transfer spend is like +2 in the green 2 million, while everyone else is like in the reds 100 million and stuff.
They use their academy, loan out players, blah blah blah, and then they say, all right, when they reach the value that you can get good money, sell them, and then buy players for the first team. I think the only you Tammy Abraham's probably a prime, not it's a prime example, but he's the example that pushes the boundary in the sense that he come from your academy, you send him out on loan. Because of the transfer ban, he actually got Premier League experience as a Chelsea player, and that increases value. You sold him on. I think Zuma's the only one you'd say was a first team player that you actually sold, in the sense that he was playing consistently pretty much 2 seasons in the Premier League, or a year and a half at least, with Chelsea. And then Tuchel said, yeah, he's not for me in terms of how I want to play, so I can get rid of him. The rest of them, like I think you sold a guy called Guehi, you sold Livramento.
Literally before we got Lukaku, we had made like 60 mil.
Yeah, I mean that's just you got Chalobah, Trevor in your squad. Nathan Chalobah, I think is Nathaniel Chalobah. He was obviously his older brother, and he was one player who he had loaned out everywhere. He's all right, sell him to Watford or whatever it was. Like that's just Chelsea.
I was thinking we got another one.
Yeah, we got another one. His brother. Like this
and
is
not even too bad still.
It's the system that we spoke about all those years. This is and it's just a few players that have actually crept through. Tammy, Reece James, and Mason Mount. They crept through because of the transfer ban.
John Terry.
In reality, yeah, I'm talking about kind of post.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant in general.
No, but it's like if not for the transfer ban, Reece James would have been gone. Mason Mount would have been gone. Like you would have sold Mason Mount to Derby probably. Reece James would have been on loan right now. But you were forced to play them. And it was like, all right, they're decent. But Tammy wasn't. He said, all right, sell him. And the system works for Chelsea, and it's been working under Abramovich.
Yeah, and then to add on that, you're slapping a buyback clause as well for some of the kids that are never
Exactly.
meant
Oh,
to.
exactly. Just in case,
25
because you don't want no
20 mil
more.
buyback clause. 20
You
mil
don't want
Yeah,
no
buyback
that's
more
what
clause.
that's what we
salary.
started doing now because we've been buying them back. This is what's it? Lukaku. Who else?
Yeah.
We bought back
Matic.
Matic, Lukaku, David Luiz. Like we've been buying back a lot, so it's about time they started snapping in these buyback.
You'd have wanted to buy back probably Salah and De Bruyne.
Yeah, it's too late for those ones, but
Yeah.
hope now they've learned their lesson.
Don't worry, you won't be buying Tammy back. He ain't gonna cut at Chelsea. I'll tell you that.
You
Right.
never know. He might become sick. You might buy him back. That's why they put that buyback in.
You might buy him back. You sell him on. He ain't gonna cut at Chelsea.
80 million pound euros buyback clause, I think it was.
Yeah, double the price.
Yeah. Right. So I guess that means.
Wait, can we speak about Barcelona's transfer?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
No, it was Kyle, isn't it? Obviously, we know Messi's gone. That happened already. Memphis came in. Gerard Piqué gave up his money. Jordi Alba gave up his money to sign Depay, to sign Sergio Aguero, for example. And then
How could you be that poor?
And then you got rid of Griezmann. You got in Luke De Jong. Like, are you happy with the transfer window? Is it Barca full steam ahead for the La Liga? Are you in a good place? What are you feeling?
Oh, chug ahead more. Like
Anthony Fati gets a 10. Like, it's a new era for Barca, isn't it?
It's a woeful era for Barcelona. They're gonna struggle big time. They're gonna struggle massively. They will score goals though. They will score a fair few goals. They got some players that can notch up a few goals, but they're gonna concede a hell of a lot. Seen it coming already. I mean, given the restrictions, in the sense that they've got no money, they ain't even got the capacity to sign players on a free because the wages is a barrier, is an obstacle in of itself, and they're having players take a wage cut. Busquets, Jordi Alba, Gerard Piqué, big senior players having to get rid of Griezmann, who's on 800k. Like, it was a barrier. So, given the restrictions and the circumstances, which they only have themselves to blame, there isn't really much more that they could have done. This transfer window. Not realistically. Like, Depay was a free. Aguero was a free. Obviously Ansu Fati is already there. He's slowly coming into himself. I mean, and there were other players that were available on a free, but I don't think they would go Barcelona. Ramos would never go Barcelona. Who else went on a free? Donnarumma went on a free, but we got a keeper. I actually think Ter Stegen is better than him, so they wouldn't go in for a keeper. So, given, if you look at all avenues, it's the best they possibly could have done. It's just about where they go from here. Like, they have to start looking to the future. Like, at least make the attempt. Like, Real Madrid were willing to pay up to 220 million euros for Mbappe, but obviously PSG kind of priced him out of that, and they're like, yeah, that ain't happening no more. Not enough time to get that deal done. But they're in a position where they're like, okay, we've got some money now. Barcelona need to get back to that level because there's still a fair few big signings available. Mbappe will be on a free next summer. Haaland's 75 million release clause. Like, there's
everyone's activating that. I expect Burnley to activate it too, just for
There's still some talented players that's capable of turning that Barcelona club around, but they just need to get their act together and sort out their issues deep in the club. Get rid of some more players, I say.
Maybe if you got rid of some of those players earlier, you could have kept Messi.
You could have, but you know how hard we tried. Like, they've tried for 2.5 seasons now to get rid of Coutinho. No one wants him. Obviously got rid of Griezmann, and I think Griezmann will come back. I don't think I don't think Athletic will keep
Was that
him.
a loan?
Loan,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's loan with option.
Yeah, loan option to buy. It's not even
yeah.
obligation; it's option. I don't think Athletic will keep him. I think he will come back. So again, he's not even like properly off the books, so he will come back.
I
So it's-
think it depends, because if Chelsea activate Sal Niguez's option, which is about £30 million, then I think Atletico will activate Griezmann's, because even that's even MN says it's an obligation.
Yeah, it's obligation. It's obligation.
Oh, so they have to.
Yeah.
So it is
Oh.
Yeah.
what it is, and they're
Yeah,
probably
man.
hoping that Chelsea activate Saul's, because all those deals were linked. The Griezmann one wasn't going to go through, or the Saul one wasn't going to go through until the Griezmann one went through. And I think Barca wanted to get rid of him anyway, but they also wanted to bring in Luke De Jong from Sevilla.
Let's be honest. Luke De Jong is dead.
Dead.
He doesn't even start for Sevilla. He didn't even start. He's their
Dead.
substitute. They need a goal. Throw him on, see if you can get something.
He's
And
dead.
that was just panic. Like, we sold a still in striker. We need to get one who's about. Sevilla said, you want to have like third choice striker? You can have him.
Just like when we panic bought Braithwaite. Like
Braithwaite.
Wait, so is that
Braithwaite and De Jong start up
De Jong, Braithwaite, and
Depay.
Depay and Aguero. What is that?
Man went
What
from
even is that?
MSN to God knows what.
No,
What is
really,
that?
no. Realistic, no. Realistic,
MBN.
I think the front three would be Aguero, Depay, and Fatty. I
Yeah,
think.
but is Fatty back? Is he fit?
No, but I mean, fully fit squad. That's the front three.
By
Like,
the time
everyone's-
Fatty's fit, Aguero's injured, isn't it? So.
You ain't seen that. You ain't seen that front three last more than 4 games. Say that.
then we
And
throwing
then-
a little Dembele, Coutinho. You know.
But the funny thing is, Barcelona was like, just to let everyone know, Umtiti, Coutinho, Pjanic, they're all up for sale. And nobody sniffed at it once. Nobody sniffed at it once.
Told you, we've been
And them
trying
man
for
are
the
still there.
longest time to get rid of these players, but yeah.
How
No
much
one
they
wants-
selling them for? Like a little 10, 20? Then people might
Who?
be interested. Them man there.
No
Well,
one even made a bid.
And says Barca need to give Leicester Coutinho and stop making us pay £6 wages. Did Leicester go in for Coutinho? And is that what they were saying? I wasn't aware of that.
Not inquiries, but I mean, he got injured, didn't it? He got injured, and then like that was it. Like, everyone stopped talking about him because he was they
Okay.
just
Coutinho should just stayed at Liverpool. The guy's career has been downhill since then, man. Has he
This is
had
the
any
thing,
good
these
highlight? When he went Bayern,
these
did
men
he
get
have
so
a...
hungry. These men they see the glory. They see the Real Madrid, Barcelona. Yeah, we're gonna go there, and it's all gonna be great and hunky dory. Like, it's not always like that, man. Over there, man. Sometimes the grass ain't always greener over there. It all looks. How many times have we seen, especially players from the Premier League, going over there and just being like just because you see the light and you think, oh, it's great over there. Like, you might even bag a trophy or two.
All right, Ramon. Let's say you were, I don't know, you were a footballer. You were playing in, I don't know, Valencia, Sevilla, Atletico Madrid. Let's say Atletico Madrid,
Yeah.
and you were just hovering around European places, blah blah, and then Arsenal came in for you. You're not gonna go.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, well, it's probably more like Man United because of the status of the club.
No, but I say in terms of the reason why I say Arsenal is
Wait,
because,
what Arsenal? Arsenal glory or Arsenal like right now 8th place to Arsenal?
no, I say comparing to when, say, where Barca were, where they were when Coutinho went, etc. So Arsenal up in, top 3, top 4 kind of thing at least, because all those Latin players, Latin America, they dream of Barca, Real Madrid. So if Barca, Real Madrid come calling, you can't turn them down because they may never come again.
I'm not saying you can. I'm not saying you can turn them down, but it's like you ask these men now, what they will tell you they were going. Like,
Yeah. When they retire and they say, I dreamt of playing for Barcelona or Real Madrid and I had opportunity and it never happened. Like, can you live with that for the rest of your life? From 35 or so when you retire till you're 18 years old, can you live with the fact that you missed out on opportunity? Granted, of course, you want to win the Champions League and you have to weigh up. Is it more important win the Champions League in Liverpool or fulfilling my dream to play Barcelona? I don't know. It's hard because
Either-
if Man United can call him, I'm gone. I'm there first
I hear what
place.
you're saying, but you see, with Arsenal, I think Arsenal, they hear me out. I think Arsenal, the level that they're playing at, they've always been at this level for a while now. It's just that there are more clubs that are competing, which highlight it even more. Because when Wenger was, there or thereabouts, who was his opposition? Just Manchester United, a little Chelsea.
Wait, are you suggesting that this team is performing to the same level as like the Invincibles?
What I'm saying is,
No,
No, he's talking about the end, the end.
hold on,
end.
hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
wait.
hold on.
No,
Hear
Land,
me out.
let him land. Let him
Hear
land.
me out.
I need to hear what he's saying.
Hear me out. Hear me out. The reason why I'm saying this is let's just the Arsenal that Wenger had, that was
Which
finishing
Arsenal?
fourth, that was scrapping fourth. Even when they were challenging Manchester United, it was only Manchester United you can say they were actually challenging for. Now hold on, hear me.
Chelsea were there,
Now
but go on.
remember Liverpool. What I'm trying to say is, if we were to put that Arsenal in with the teams now, so we're talking about this Man City. Yeah, everyone keep looking. This Man City, this Liverpool, this Chelsea, this Man United. I'm just saying the way how it is now, I feel like there's more teams competing for the in the top. That Arsenal, the reason why Arsenal was there was because there wasn't as much competing teams. For
Nah.
me personally,
No.
Arsenal finished below West
listen,
Ham last
if there's
season.
two teams competing, Arsenal, Manchester United, of course Arsenal's going to come second because no one else ain't going to come close.
But you could effectively say the same thing about Man United then, because Man United were winning when it was two teams competing, and then three.
Yeah, but that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm not taking anything away. I'm just trying to say, now that there's more competition, there is. You see these things. I know what you guys are gonna think, and that's fine. But for me personally, if you throw in all these teams there now, if you get these teams that are here now and put it in then, I think Arsenal will be in the same position.
First of all,
and they're going to be second or first.
First of all, the Arsenal, obviously Wenger's era covers a lot. First of all,
Yeah, that's the thing.
So the first at Wenger's sort of first 6 to 8 years at the club, they're challenging for the title. This sort of time, them sort of squads from Overmars all the way up to the Invincibles, like they're probably challenging for the title. The squads that Wenger finishing fourth with, coming towards the end of his reign, probably maybe in the middle towards the end, like they weren't necessarily great, but like the teams around them were still competing. Remember, we're still talking about other teams that were sort of at their level, but enough to get Arsenal across the line. This Arsenal squad right now, the quality is not there. The quality is nowhere near.
Oh
like,
yeah, but that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like it's been a decline from the Arsenal. The Arsenal's been in a decline. Yes, but I'm trying to say I feel like.
But I'm saying
some of the teams that you're saying that Arsenal
finishing fourth. Wenger's finishing fourth with this Arsenal team that he had finishing fourth back then. He's finishing fourth now.
No, I don't agree with that.
No. And that's what I'm trying to say. But that's the point. This is what I'm trying to say. This is exactly what I'm saying. He won't finish fourth if these men are then.
Your time frame stretches over a long period. The Arsenal that were challenging Man United for a title, not finishing fourth for Man United for a title, would be in the top four right now. They would be. Someone's having to drop out. There will be, because that was, and I mean, and if they're not, you can say that about any team. Yes, Man United or Arsenal have to finish first, so one of them is going to finish outside the top four, so to speak. Chelsea, when Chelsea came, Man United were rebuilding, so they were only challenging.
For me personally, I'm talking about. I would say 2004, after they won their their Invincibles. I think from there onwards, we can say that Arsenal. Because a lot of people.
2005,
the reason why I say that.
2006, they got to Champions League final.
The reason why I say that
outside the top four.
The reason why I say that
2008,
like I said, it's
Eduardo and them, man.
Yeah, but I hear that, but I'm just for me personally, I just think if I know we can say that with any team, but I feel like Arsenal, the writing has been on the wall for them for a long time, and Wenger did a lot to keep them in that fourth spot. For me personally,
He did, but he also did a lot. He also declined. He left us in the Europa League. Let's not forget that. He wasn't like he kept us in it the whole time.
because he
Towards the
couldn't do it no more. The clubs
Yeah.
were just getting better and better.
And
Yeah,
Arsenal
and we were getting worse and worse.
Arsenal weren't keeping up. Arsenal was spending money at the time, maybe not on the level of Manchester United, but everyone else in the league. Then
Yeah.
everyone else in the league started spending more money, and Arsenal kept spending the same amount. That's what happened. So
Yeah.
if Arsenal was when Arsene Wenger was spending the same amount of money as most of the teams in the league, Arsenal were competing. The moment that they stopped spending, they no longer competed. So I think if you take that Arsenal side that they won the leagues with challenging Man United and put them now, the way they will compete is by spending similar money because the players were good enough, the manager was good enough at the time, and I think it just comes down to that personally. But yeah, we digress a bit still.
Yeah. Anyway,
Say,
Nat, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
golly, what are you filming from?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
Yeah,
We can hear
yeah.
you.
Okay, cool.
That's the most important thing.
I'm live.
Big up. We're gonna go.
What can we really say about Liverpool? Awful window. That's it.
Listen, we had a great window.
You call it a window? Is that what you
We
call it?
strapped. Let me land.
Window
We strengthened the contracts. We kept people down. Nobody's leaving. You get me? The man are locked up in their
You lot-
You man are in
contract.
detention.
You lot afford. You lot could have renewed them contracts in
Yeah.
November. You
We
lot could have renewed
signed-
the contracts in November, but you decided to pull it in the summer to make it sound like you done something this summer.
Listen. We signed Konate to make sure that the defense is solid, and everything's good, man. We're good to
Konate
go
when
for
your
this
defense is
season.
back. You're the that's not injured anymore. You signed Konate, he can't even start anymore because Matip's back, Van Dijk's back, Gomez is back.
Nah,
Yeah.
your squad is
Yeah.
weaker now than it was at the start of last season.
Why do you say that?
Mhm.
Because you
Mhm.
lost Kimi Raikkonen,
Yeah.
you lost Shaqiri,
Yeah.
and all you bought is Konate. So your squad is actually weaker. Now, you may have a better season than you did last year because you may not get the injuries. But your squad at the start of this season is worse than the squad at the start of last season.
I only agree with part of that statement because Shaqiri. The reason why I only agree part is because Shaqiri didn't do what I thought he would do in terms, like he didn't have much of an impact on the team. This guy went and got his hair transplant in the middle of the season last season. That guy wasn't serious, yeah. The Genie Wijnaldum point is a good point. Like he
Great
was
point, mate.
one of the engines in our team. The guy used to run up
He
and
played
down.
like every game.
Exactly. I had my criticisms of him, but he was a good player. I wanted us to replace him. I wanted Saul Niguez, but Chelsea went and got him. But what can we do, man? We'll just play Curtis Jones and Elliot. You get me, and see how it goes.
And
Let the young guys do their thing.
Origi's first choice off the bench. Well, not first choice. I guess one of the like Firmino or Jota is, but where Shaqiri would have come on. Now you're like, yeah, let's lump it forward to Origi.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Like at this, if Shaqiri had stayed, he wasn't coming on. Like he rarely comes on. Man announced contract extensions.
Man said man announced contract extensions on the.
Listen, we signed Henderson.
Breaking news: Liverpool have renewed another contract.
We signed Henderson, man, and Nat Phillips. So
and Reece Williams.
Yeah, we sent him out on loan.
Nat Phillips might look decent still.
Nah, quick question, right? Are you telling me you're defending your club here? And I get that there's a defense because it's your club, but are you not fuming that you lot didn't strengthen your first team squad? Does it not rile you up?
Yeah. I am annoyed. I'm not going to slander my team.
FSG out.
I'm not FSG out. But I wish we did buy a striker. I say this every season. We need a striker. I want a striker, and obviously now that Genie's gone, I would have wanted a midfielder to replace him. But it looks like he's going to use one of the younger guys. Naby Keita as well. So we'll see how that
You
goes.
got a choice.
Wait,
So yeah,
are you not happy with Diego Jota just playing up front with Salah and Mane? Because he's done that from time to time. Is that
No.
not a striker?
I don't have a No, that's not my issue, bro. January is coming. AFCON is coming. When Mane and Salah go, who is going to play? Who's going to play?
People.
Curtis Jones, isn't it?
Curtis Jones.
You might as well
Listen.
slap Trent right wing.
He plays every week.
Simicas.
Listen,
Yeah, it's a bit tense still.
Whip them one in.
I wish we had bought at least a striker, because then even if we have to firm Origi on the left wing and Jota in the middle, and then the new winger on the right or something, I don't know. At least it would have been better than what we have now. But what can I do, man? I'm not the manager. Is what it is. Can I just add one thing though as well?
Go on.
Michael Edwards is leaving next summer.
Yeah.
And I'm worried.
Going to Arsenal.
I'm very worried because he's the one that signed all our good players that we have now. So who we replace him with is going to be very important.
Wait, Liverpool have good players?
Don't worry, you lot will go back into the wilderness, hopefully.
Wait, did Cal just say did Liverpool have good players? Bro, sort out Barcelona first before you come look over here. Well, we're good over here.
You got Ansu Fati better than your whole teammate.
Well done, Carl.
All right. Let's go in. So a couple of weeks ago, we made some pre-season predictions, pre-transfer window predictions. The transfer window had it closed, and we did say that we'd revisit when the transfer window closes.
Thank
And
God.
if you find any sort of valid reasons why you believe any of your predictions should change, you now have an opportunity to speak now or forever hold your peace. We obviously had the draw for the Champions League as well, so changes may be made in that. So yeah, let's start with that. First of all, is anyone changing their Premier League champions?
Me.
You are okay.
Yes.
You're a joke. And Nathaniel needs to change his.
Can you put the graphic up for me, please?
Yeah,
That's I'm a joke. I would like to make some changes.
So there's no reason for you to change it. But you're gonna find one. Of course you are. You're gonna try to find one. But there's no reason.
Listen, try find one. You said major transfer. A major transfer could happen.
I'm just saying you're gonna try to find one. You're right. And I'm not saying
Manchester United have signed the greatest player in the world.
He made that.
Being Ronaldo.
Ramsey. No.
Pardon?
You made the image bigger.
Yeah, hold on.
And yes, Red Devil, yes, you can come in here and say Chelsea are Premier League and UEFA Champions League face, and that's fine, and that's okay. But for me, Manchester United are champions this season. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
How have you moved Chelsea from?
Because you signed Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho.
We had Varane before, by the way, before we did that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying why I believe you man should win the title. Ronaldo had more goals last season, and then Lukaku in the Serie A. So, and he's older. Well, what can I say? It has to be Manchester United, and that's okay. I may be a joke. It doesn't. Hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But for me, I'm feeling Manchester United.
Okay, so
I know no one else is going to change anything.
So you're getting Man United to win the league. And just confirm your top four, Jay. Just to.
It's fluid.
Let's do your top six. I say fluid.
It's fluid. It's fluid. Because it wouldn't be surprised if they all end on 90 points.
Of course. But and I still need your top six, fluid or not fluid.
Just swap Man United and Chelsea.
Red Devil Studio saying Chelsea have a world-class manager. Let's not
Yes,
forget.
Chelsea have a world-class manager.
What you say? What does that mean? Is that what you're gonna say? I do.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. This guy, I don't understand. I'm so confused. You man want me to back my team, but yet you man are doing the opposite. Back your team.
But it's not just about backing. It's about being truthful. And I don't think you're being truthful to yourself. Chelsea are the clear favourites.
Yes, they may be favourites, but that don't mean I may think they're gonna win. Why don't
you think they're gonna win?
Because Manchester United finished second last season, and they have added to that squad they have. And that squad, Manchester City only just had a good run when everyone was a bit on a wobble. And I think Manchester United could go on that good run and win the... Right, Ronaldo's there. You think... when United were down in the dumps, they had no clear lead out there. You think Ronaldo's going to sit there and let the team do a madness and lose to some of these teams? He's going to drag them by the scruff of the neck and licking them goals. I'm telling you, it's done. Manchester United.
Remember, Chelsea, we finished above you last season, of course. But you also sacked your manager halfway because you had a terrible first half of the season. Since Tuchel came in, your record is nigh on perfect, pretty much. You didn't lose to any of the big teams. You didn't. Well, Man United didn't beat you. I think you beat Pep like 3 times or something like that. You didn't lose to any of the big teams. I think the only blip that you really had was that 5-2 loss to West Brom. That was horrible. But other than that, literally, it's been nigh on perfect. I didn't predict what you want to predict, but don't try act like we finished second and therefore us signing Ronaldo means we're going to win the league.
It's not just Ronaldo. It's
like Chelsea are coming back from, we finished 10th last year and now we have to improve. You are much better than your position ended last season because you had Lampard tax in the first half of the season. That's all I'm saying. You have to just keep it real. Tuchel turned Chelsea around, and now you're gonna have
Ranieri won the league. Why is to say Oli can't win it?
I'm not saying Oli can't. I'm just saying.
No, but that's what every Manchester United fan say. No, we have Oli, so we definitely can't win it.
No. Every Man United fan doesn't say that. Every Man United fan doesn't say that.
They do. I've heard it so many times. They say the difference between Chelsea.
Can't win the league.
They say the difference between Chelsea and United is that we have Oli and you guys have a world-class manager in Tuchel. So basically, that's what they're telling me.
No, but that is the difference.
No, but what's the difference? Why can't Oli win it?
No, but it's not about when we can. I think any team in the top 4 can win the league, but I don't think all 4 teams aren't going to win the league. Of course not.
But you don't think United's going to do it? Why?
I think all 4 can. To move Chelsea from first to second because Man United signed Ronaldo, I don't think you're being 100% honest with yourself. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm doing. Honest with myself.
I don't think you are. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, so how come? What? So I'm lying to myself. You know what?
I think
let me just wake up and say. Let me just wake up. You know what? I just said. You know what? I'm just gonna say United to win the league.
Yes. Exactly.
Why? Because what? Because what?
Because you want to put the pressure on Man United.
Oh, God. And you want to put the pressure on everyone else.
I don't. You haven't come to my predictions yet. You ain't come to my predictions yet.
We know what you're going to predict.
You have no idea what I'm going to predict. You have no idea what I'm going to predict.
Well, just look at the super chat. Look at this. Chelsea UEFA Champions League holders treble minimum. You see, you look at you, man. You want to talk about pressure? You worry about your team. Don't put pressure elsewhere. Put the pressure on your team to win.
Red Devil makes a point. He makes a point.
Big up Red Devil. Thank you for that. You are the champions of Europe. You're right.
UEFA treble minimum
player. You have the UEFA men's best player in your squad. He might not even get in the squad.
I ain't doubting that. Well, just because we have the UEFA men's best player, it means no one else can do nothing, right? Yeah. That's basically what you're saying here. Because we hold the Champions League,
Yeah,
everyone else. It doesn't matter what everyone else. Stop the count. Stop the count. They've got the Champions League. They've won. Oh, come off of it, man. No.
You've proved you're the best team in Europe. No,
Yep.
you've proved you won the Champions League. Therefore, you lifted the trophy. You celebrated being the best team in Europe. So
then.
And
and you've got better.
that.
And all you've done is got better.
That's the thing. And everyone, listen, last season, everyone said, including Chelsea fans, we just need a striker, man. We're creating so many chances under Tuchel. We just need a striker. You went and bought £97.5 million worth for a striker.
We should have bought £150 million worth striker.
A backup central midfielder who Liverpool wanted as their first choice. He's your backup, your fourth choice.
Yes.
Fodder.
Listen,
You're perfect.
and like I said, I am not saying that Chelsea ain't gonna win it, but I believe that Man United just have a little bit better chance of winning it than Chelsea does. It's just a thing of it. Like, I don't get it. I never said they didn't have a chance. Everyone's going on like I said. Oh, there's no chance they'll win it, but there's a slim chance, and there's an even better chance that Manchester United just a tiny bit. So therefore, I don't understand.
So, Javon, you putting Chelsea second?
I'm putting Chelsea second and Man United first.
And Man City third?
Yes.
So the rest will stay as it is.
The rest will stay the same. I can't change the others because there's nothing to say. But the way how Tottenham have started makes me feel like they're gonna not be as low as we think they're gonna be this season. But we like you said, we can't just change it based on what we saw. So those will have to stay.
Yeah.
As is.
All right.
Man, Norwich might go right back down though.
I'm making some changes. So I predicted Chelsea to win the league, Man City to come second, Liverpool to come third, and Man United to get fourth on the last day of the season. Now that Man United have signed Ronaldo, it does change things now. Liverpool.
I think you're probably going to put them second.
Nah.
Maybe third.
I still don't think they can get above Man City, man. I still don't think they're good enough. I mean, it'll be embarrassing if they don't, but I think Man United.
Why would it be embarrassing if we don't?
Oh,
I thought Pep Guardiola was the greatest manager of all time.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's the greatest manager at the moment in management at the moment. But I think Man United squad-wise, with the money they spent and the team that they have, should be challenging. Should be challenging for the league. Should be challenging for the league. Should be challenging for the league.
Third,
but I don't think they will be. I think Man United are going to finish third. I think Man City will finish second.
But you're saying that they regress.
Finishing third. Are you saying not challenge for the league and finish third? Because it's possible to finish third and still challenge for the league. So are you saying you don't think Man United is going to challenge for the league?
I don't think they'll be in the title race within the last 2 games of the season.
Okay.
Whether that's I mean, you might argue challenge for the league before that. Fair enough, but when push comes to shove, I don't think Ollie can get you over the line personally. So I think it's going to be just between Chelsea and Man City, honestly, for this title. Yeah, I think Liverpool will finish fourth. All right. So I predict Arsenal to finish fifth and Leicester to finish sixth.
I said Arsenal fifth. Whoa, but time. I didn't even realize that. How did they get up there?
Say it with his chest, isn't it?
Say it with my chest. Believed in my squad. Believed in my team. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna put. What am I gonna do? I can't think of another valid reason to change it, if I'm honest.
Well, you didn't sign anyone of note. I think that's more than valid. Put
Yeah, but
Arsenal
at the
20th.
time at the time that I chose Arsenal to finish fifth, we didn't sign anyone of note anyway. So
Wait, who's down there at the
Ramon.
bottom with Arsenal? Is that Norwich?
Yes.
And who
Ramon,
else?
Ramon,
Can't
do you
remember.
think Arteta will be there at the end of the season?
Plus, someone said Chelsea
That's a good
fifth.
question. That's actually a good question. I got a feeling he could be, you know, not because he's good enough to be, but I think they've given him the finances to be. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's still there at the end of the season. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Not that I'm thinking whether he should be or not, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Actually, no, sorry, I'm gonna change it because Harry Kane didn't leave Spurs. I was banking on that. Banking on Harry Kane to leave Spurs. So I'm gonna put Spurs fifth and Arsenal sixth. I'm taking Leicester out. Sorry, Ant.
Well, Leicester 7th.
Taking Leicester out. Yeah, I think they're gonna go for Europa League this year, and I feel like it's gonna hinder them in the league. So yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Damn.
Yeah. So, Neeks, are you making any changes to your top six?
I am actually, and as I say it, Cristiano Ronaldo is now the all-time leading goal scorer in men's international football with 110 goals. He's just scored, I think, a World Cup qualifier against Ireland. He missed the penalty, so he's not really Penaldo, but he scored later on. Oh, in the last minute of the game, actually. Last minute of the game. All right.
So therefore, your predictions to win the Premier League.
My prediction, relax. My prediction, obviously, I had Man United third. This was obviously before. We had signed Sancho and Varane by then, and I was in desperate need for a midfielder, and I'm still in desperate need for a midfielder. And I think without the midfielder, we're going to struggle. We're still going to struggle. There's going to be, like, to win the league, you need to be going on 10, a minimum 10 game winning streak at some point during the season. Unbeaten records is all well and good, but those 1 points, they kill you in the end.
Who predicted Chelsea to finish fifth? Sorry.
Nah.
That would
Oh,
be
Nat.
Nat.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna hamper us in the end. Not gonna kill us, but it's gonna hamper us. But I still think this squad is more than good enough to challenge for the title. And once you're challenging for the title, you've got a chance. All it takes is Chelsea to go for a very bad run of form, or Man City to get injuries in positions that they don't have the depth in. Maybe in the goal scoring area, you don't know, whatever it might be. So once you're challenging, you're in with a shout. But obviously, we're kind of saying all things being equal. Let's say we all get the same amount of injuries and they're all out for the same amount of time and they're the same importance. Everyone's just fit for the whole season. All things being equal, I don't think we're going to win the league. But when you sign Ronaldo, you're signing him to do things, to go the distance. And that's, you're talking Champions League, talking Premier League, and, you know, maybe some of the cups as well if he's going to play in them. So I'm going to move So at the moment, I had Man United above Liverpool, and I stand by that. I got a £50 bet on it as well, on Don Robbie. So hopefully I earn a little money. And I am going to... Say again?
I'll use the £50.
Yeah, I'm not losing the £50. I'm going to tax you for it, and I pay him if I lose it. But anyway, I'm winning that £50. And I'm putting Man United above Man City as well. I think we're going to finish second at this point. I had us third before. I'm going to move us one place up to second.
So
And
you thought you were going to decline, and now you're just saying that you signed all these players and you're still here.
No, because like Gary Neville said, and like other people have repeated and agreed with, I think we could finish second or even third and still have a better season than we did last year. We were like 15 points or 12 points behind Man City last year. If we finish third, 3 points off the top, it's a better season. You didn't win the league anyway, and you actually went the whole way in terms of the title race. So I don't think it's about necessarily staying there. You can look at the position and say, oh yeah, you are in the same position or you're worse. But challenging for the title is what we need to do as a minimum this season. And I think, so I'm saying finish second, but I don't mean finish 12 points behind Chelsea because that's embarrassing. I'm talking last 2 games, we still got a chance of winning it. So yeah, I put Man United second, Man City third, and Liverpool still fourth. Leicester, Tottenham. I mean,
Yeah, that man could fluid around there.
it doesn't make a difference. They're both Europa League positions, and maybe Tottenham will finish fifth now. But I'm happy with the prediction. I'll keep it there.
All right, Carl, are you going to make any changes? You predicted Man City to win the league.
I'm gonna make a slight tweak. And it just revolves around obviously the big signing of Cristiano Ronaldo that Man United pulled out at the last minute. And I just think, yeah, Man United signing Ronaldo allows me to move them from the great position of third and move them to fourth and Liverpool to third.
Damn.
Wait.
That's
you're Man United down?
Yes.
I didn't know what was going on. What?
Yeah. No, I just think them signing Ronaldo, right? Because
it's gonna hinder. You think it's gonna hinder them?
Yeah, no, I genuinely do. I genuinely think it's gonna hinder them. I genuinely do. Like Bruno was Man United's top Premier League goal scorer last season. Came close to the Golden Boot. How many goals did he score in the league? Was it like 20?
No. I want to say 17 maybe.
Yeah, he scored 17 penalties, bro.
Well, he didn't. He was the highest goal scorer in midfielder from open play, but go on.
Yeah, he was like 17, 18 goals, right? And it got you second place, 12 points behind Manchester City. And you didn't really have, I say you didn't, because 17 goals isn't a lot of goals. If it was a striker, if it was your striker that scored 7 goals, you wouldn't say, oh, he had an outstanding season. For a midfielder, yeah, that's brilliant. But you didn't have a striker. Now, Ronaldo's a striker, and I expect him to get somewhere in the region between 20 to 25.
Yes,
which is an improvement on Bruno. But I also don't expect Bruno to get 17.
No, he won't.
Yeah, Bruno's not going to get 17. And I feel like Ronaldo's going to come and he's going to, I'm not going to say change the way Man United play, but Man United are going to have more of a focal point to aim towards in their matches. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Manchester United have that creative player. They do in Paul Pogba. However, if Paul Pogba is stuck in central midfield, it's going to detriment Manchester United. All right, if he's playing on the left wing, it's a whole different story. But I generally don't see that being the case. I generally don't see Paul Pogba being left wing for the entirety of the season. I generally think he will get put behind Bruno, who plays further forward in the 4-2-3-1. And I just think Ronaldo will score goals, but obviously he's going to take away from Bruno's goals. And I
hear you, but I think we will score more goals this season with Ronaldo. So he's going to take away goals from Bruno, yes, but he's going to score more than Bruno. So let's say Bruno scores 17 as our leading goal scorer. Ronaldo gets 25, for example. Bruno's still going to get 10. And then you're still going to get the Rashford / whoever chipping in. Because Ronaldo's going to score goals. Cavani didn't play the whole season last year. But when he played, he was scoring goals that none of our other players were scoring because he was a natural striker. His movement, being in the right places to get on headers. Like our team don't score headers unless it's Cavani. So you get a Ronaldo / Cavani all season because let's say Ronaldo don't play 38 games or he gets an injury. So you have a proper striker playing 38 games. For me, they score additional goals that you wouldn't get without them. Crosses into the box, they're scoring headers. near post runs. They're scoring those little tap-ins there. And just the movement to allow certain balls. So fair enough. Yeah, I'm not going to try to change your prediction, but I don't think it's a case of Ronaldo takes the goals away from Bruno and our total goal tally remains the same. I think it goes up. Maybe not necessarily by 25 goals because of Ronaldo, but it goes up maybe by maybe 10, 15 goals because we're scoring goals that we wouldn't score if Ronaldo wasn't there or we didn't have a striker. That's the way I look at it personally. But
No, I hear you. I mean, I just even just taking it from like Juve, top Serie A goal scorer, and
woo!
they get fourth.
Ronaldo won it in the 96th minute.
Yeah, I see that.
Backside.
See that.
Backside.
Like Serie A top goal scorer, and yet they nab fourth place on the last day of the season. It's like yeah, Man United could be like in the same position. Ronaldo, Premier League top goal scorer, but nab fourth place on the last day of the season. Like it's proper doable. I just don't think that the Man United squad as a whole, like I'm more inclined to think that without Ronaldo, they will play more as a team. Whereas when they have Ronaldo and using him as a focal point and trying to get everything to go to Ronaldo because he's Cristiano Ronaldo and he's our goal scorer, he is a world-class finisher. He's there to put the balls away. I just think that too much emphasis will be put on Ronaldo. Then he's going to start taking penalties. He missed one today. He's going to start taking free kicks and sending them to the moon.
But Cal, I hear you, but we're not scoring free kicks anyway. So it's like
no, you're not. But at least a Luke Shaw or Bruno can whip one into Maguire's head or something. But that ain't going to happen.
No, you don't understand. We're not scoring set pieces. Whether it be corners, indirect free kicks, direct free. I'm saying he's going to score additional goals because now those corners that Luke Shaw puts in, Ronaldo's heading it in. Like, I'm just like, I understand what you're saying, but I think you're actually underplaying how good Ronaldo is by thinking that the team, like, we play better with Cavani because he's a proper striker. Ronaldo is a better striker than Cavani.
But that's because he plays as part of the team. He's not the focal point. Ronaldo will be the focal point.
I don't know. If Pogba and Bruno see man running off the shoulder like Ronaldo is, the ball's going there. Listen, we'll have to wait and see. You know, I'm not going to change your prediction, but I just think to move up from third to fourth, it's wild because we say Ronaldo. That don't make no sense to me.
Yep.
That don't make no sense.
Yep.
So that means Messi's finishing third in Ligue 1, innit? Because the team's going to play around Messi instead of, I don't know, playing around Mbappe. I don't know. Like, what?
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Listen, we could finish fourth, you know, because I said any four teams, for me, could win the league. If Liverpool stay fit.
It's a fluid.
If Liverpool stay fit, they can win the league. Their first 11 is that good. I think they've probably got the least chance because of how thin their squad is and African Nations Cup. But they could win the league. So we could finish fourth. But it ain't going to be we finish fourth because of Ronaldo. Like, we're going to get more points this year than we did last year. I am 100% sure of that.
Nope, you're not.
100%.
No, you're not.
85 minimum.
Nope.
90.
Nope.
90 points.
Lucky if you scrape 75, mate.
Neeks said on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, there's absolutely no way we're going into the season with Tommy and Fred in our midfield.
He did, didn't it?
They're going in.
He did, didn't it? And that's the main 1-2 duo in the midfield.
No man, Van de Beek.
He wants out, mate. He's trying to get out.
You can't. They won't release him. Okay, and are you changing anything else, or is that your only change? Because you currently
for the top six. That's it. So
you got Leicester staying fifth and Aston Villa sixth. Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, Grealish hadn't even left when I said Aston Villa for sixth, or had he? I can't even remember.
Yeah, he had. He did because
leave it.
It was the start of the season. It was after the Community Shield. Cool. All right. Nat, a couple of people say in the comments saying that your wild predictions.
He's not even here.
I am here.
He's there.
You're
Um,
hiding behind the comment.
your wild predictions have put Chelsea in 5th, Leicester in 4th. Are you planning to change that? Liverpool win the league as well?
Yeah,
Anything in the
I got
transfer
some
market
changes.
that's made you go on?
I got some changes to make. I need to move Chelsea
You're a disgrace.
from wherever they are to first.
Chelsea to
Wow.
first.
Wait, no, you
Yeah,
have to have
yeah.
no, you have no. Wait,
I have
you
a reason. I have a
to
reason though.
Okay,
I have
what's your
I have a reason. The reason why I'm putting Chelsea there is because it's the way they play. Like they have a very good squad.
That's not a good
Like
enough
it's
reason.
Well, you didn't know that before the 3
the plane
games.
is in the air. The plane is in the air. Let me land. Let me land the plane. Yeah. They signed Lukaku, and I don't like the guy, but they signed him. They got a striker. They have a very good squad. The way they played against us when they had 10 men, they're very good. They didn't concede. They didn't do they played professionally. I don't have to explain it. Whenever I see a team go down to 10 men, I expect them to get popped like 4-0 minimum, and they didn't. Like they
That
played well.
happened, didn't it? Arsenal.
But nah,
I want to
remember,
rebuke his. I want to rebuke his changes.
remember,
Wait.
you're basing,
You man just said. Wait, go on. Sorry.
remember, this is based off. You made a prediction 3 weeks ago that Chelsea are going to finish 5th. Yeah.
Yeah.
From then till now, they've
Just signed the midfielder,
signed
Sao.
Lukaku. No, they didn't have
No.
Lukaku at the time.
No, they did, because this is what he said. He had them in 4th, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, they signed
And
the guy
my reason
Lukaku.
was because of Lukaku.
For that, they can have 5th." So he had them in 4th, and then he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, they got that guy Lukaku. They can hold 5th." So he put them down to 5th because they got Lukaku. So Lukaku was already there. So Lukaku's not even a good enough reason to say I'm going to put them in 1st. He was the reason you put them in 5th.
I never. I know. I said.
No, it was the reason you put them 5th.
But I'm saying now I'm moving them up because
of what you're seeing. That's cheating. No, we're not doing that.
No, it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Let him go.
Cheat a
they
prediction.
signed my guy. They signed the girls, and they play really well. That's it. Like, and this is from before.
So Niguez takes them from 5th to 1st.
No.
Sound Niguez is going to push them up.
No, but you knew they played good before because you watched them win the Champions League. You know how good they play. That's not a good enough reason. I'm sorry. I rebuke your changes. They're staying in 5th.
I need something more. Tell me. Wait, no. Okay. Tell me something more. Why do Liverpool drop? Why don't Liverpool win the league?
Because if I'm being 100% realistic, yeah, I just genuinely think the fact that we didn't get a striker, and then we didn't change get a midfielder in for Genie, and I feel like we will struggle during the African Cup period. That's the reason why I don't think we can win it. I think we will challenge definitely, but not win it.
Why don't Man City win it?
Man City. I didn't even think about them, man. Still,
I think you know what the thing is with City. I think everyone just says City can't win it because they just don't care for them or don't like them. You know,
I think they can win it.
They've all got a good chance.
I think they can win it.
But everyone always just discredits them and counts them out.
Not me, bro. I got them in 1st.
Apart from you, but the majority of people, they always like, oh yeah, City. No, they ain't gonna win it. Everyone just does that with City. I don't know why.
Well, you could always put City there instead of Man United.
You know, I can easily just say City, but I don't have a reason to say City per se. Like I know that.
Why Man United not winning it?
Why they not winning it? I think because one, you guys didn't sign the DM like you were meant to. You went and signed the striker, and like I think you guys will struggle.
They'll just outscore the team.
That does not work.
We're trying to go peak Brendan Rodgers.
Trying to outscore never works. We tried that and look what happened.
Like, slipped up.
Exactly. So that's why I think you lot will finish like 3rd because you guys have Ronaldo now.
Sorry, where's Liverpool finishing, by the way?
I'm thinking 4th. I can't even lie. I just wanted to say.
So where's Leicester finishing? Because you had Leicester 4th.
I'm pushing Leicester down to 5th.
I'm thinking 4th.
I'm making my switches. I'm putting Chelsea first, Man City second, United third.
Disgrace. You know what's disgrace? Disgrace isn't your prediction now. Your disgrace is that you had Chelsea 5th in the first place, and the base of them finishing 5th was they signed Lukaku. I'm gonna put them 5th instead of 4th. Like you're actually disgraced. You're disgraced.
You lot shouldn't let him change. Honestly, this is a disgrace.
But you don't have to understand why I said that Lukaku thing, bro. Did you not see how he was dribbling the other day?
It doesn't. Yeah, but it's not. But like I said, like for Kyle, for example, it's not gonna make them worse. Like you just don't get it. You don't get it. He's better than Timo Werner.
How he said, Liverpool are going to finish 4th. I think that's what killed me.
Basically, Nat, what you're trying to say is you watched Liverpool versus Chelsea, you saw that they went to 10 men, you still couldn't beat them. You said, "Nah, you know what? We're trash. Put us in 4th. Put us in 4th. Put Chelsea in. Say it with your chest. Put Chelsea. Give Chelsea the title, man. Just give them the title."
No, I just think they'll do well. They'll do well. Like the manager. Scored minus Lukaku, and they can finish first.
I mean, I'll give it to him because
the
first one was a disgrace anyway. Like it was embarrassing.
So what's happening with Leicester now?
With Leicester, they'll finish. They'll finish right below us. Leicester will finish right below us.
You've also got Aston Villa 6th, by the way.
Wait, I forgot Tottenham because they didn't sell Kane as well.
But they never sold him when you made the prediction.
Yeah,
no, but I thought they were going to sell him. I thought he was gone. Remember, he went on strike and all of that. So I thought he was gone. Wait, let me look at it properly.
Got another super chat there.
So yeah, I want to put Chelsea, City, United, us, Spurs, and then Leicester. That's how I want to do it.
I'm not allowing you to put Spurs above Leicester.
That's whatever. Leicester, Spurs, Spurs,
Leicester in the top 4 and moved them to 6.
Nah, yeah.
Either way, that's how I think it's gonna go. That's my prediction.
I can't believe you've allowed a man to take a team from 5th
I'm
to
not even
because they signed Saul. Nah, man.
From 5th.
It's a prediction. What is going on with you, man?
Yeah, but a prediction from 5th to 1st based on one signing.
Based on Saul.
No, it's not even that though. It's based on. Are you not hearing him, Javern? It's based on what he's seen after 3 games. I mean, you deliberately said you can't base it off of what you've seen in the beginning of the season. It has to be a valid reason.
You said they look good. You said they look good.
You said they look good. They went down to 10 men and they still look strong. What do you mean? That's basically what we said you can't do. And you allowed him to move from 5th to 1st. That's
okay.
Outrageous.
My other reason was their squad depth as well.
The same squad depth. What are you talking about?
What? Because they sold Zuma, yeah?
Yeah, they sold Zuma.
They're better without Zuma.
They sold Zuma, innit?
Guys. The guy's clutching. Let him hold the L. Let him hold the L on this one. Keep them fit. You have to hold the L.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking still.
That's what I'm saying, Ramon. That's what I'm saying. What is this?
Big up Bean Plays for the super chat saying last year Arsenal fans said they will get top 4 and finish above United. They've spent the most on transfer fees in Europe since top 4 minimum for us now. Listen.
All right.
I'm the one saying top 4, and I'm the optimal Arsenal fan. I didn't even say top 4 last year, so
we need to clip that bit of Nat saying, "I'm thinking 4 still." That's too funny. That's too funny.
Timestamp.
Remember this? He said it around.
Yeah, I'll just rewind it a little bit. But
it was an error. It never happened.
No, I hear you, kind of, Ramon. I think going up that
it's the first.
No.
Like, you know what? I hear what you man are saying, but at least he come out and said why he's changing. Because if he just said because I feel like it, then I can understand. But at least he gave reasons why he's moving City.
He did. But the reasons
he gave good reasons. He gave good reasons for everything else. So for me personally, at least he gave good reasons for everything else.
The thing is,
everything else was decent.
My reason for Liverpool not winning
is
value.
So I would drop Liverpool.
But I need to
But
move
you had
them and
you
put
had
someone
Man
there.
No, but you had Man City second and you had Chelsea fifth. Sal Niguez does not close the gap from Chelsea fifth to Man City second. So at
So,
best, I would be happy to give
Yeah,
you
but that's
Man
for
City winning the
you.
league.
Maybe for him though.
so will you allow me to then basically just shift everybody up, move Liverpool, and then shift everybody up?
I'm
Is that what you're
cool with
basically
that.
saying?
Move
I'm
Liverpool.
cool with that.
Move Liverpool to where?
So
But
wait,
that makes
can you
no sense.
put the thing back up so I can then?
All right, so you
So I
had
can
Liverpool in
then.
first. You had Liverpool in first, yeah. You predicted Liverpool were going to win this Premier League title, yeah, with the
Yeah,
squad that
yeah.
you saw. That hasn't changed. If anything, they're staying for even longer than they were already. So you had Liverpool first. So where do you want Liverpool?
He wants
Where
them
am I?
fourth. He said fourth.
Yeah, let me actually just be serious. Yeah, put them fourth, man. Yeah.
Man had them fourth.
But wait, if I put them fourth, that means I'm saying Leicester are going to be third.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah,
you
nah.
man have to let him move what he's saying.
You have to
like,
let me
if he-
move Chelsea because I don't want Leicester to finish fourth.
Well,
Third.
he said they were going to finish outside. He says.
Yeah, and he's come with a reasoning on why he's putting them back up.
Listen, you can move Chelsea above Leicester.
Can I wait? I can move Chelsea above Leicester.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. I think Sal Niguez closes the gap from fifth to Leicester. 100%.
Yeah, you think that, but he thinks different.
You know what?
Come on.
No. Let's all right. Let's
This is
do
embarrassing.
move
This is
City up.
embarrassing.
Move Liverpool down. Put City first.
Okay, I want to ask a question for you before you do this now. What was the reason for you giving the predictions that you did last time?
Because
no, I'm not even joking. I said Lukaku. The reason why I put Chelsea where I put them is legit Lukaku. I don't rate him highly.
See, if he said, I was being banterous. Fair enough.
That's the thing.
Then you believe that Lukaku will cost them.
If you're gonna sit there and think that that's not banter, then I don't know.
No, but I just asked him. I literally just asked him. Go on now.
On a serious note, like I was joking, but I was being serious at the same time. Like, because I don't rate him, I was like, you know what? Let me just put them where I put them in it. Because I don't think he will score, but he does all these silly things where he will dribble and leave the ball behind. He'll take a touch and he'll end up in the top end of the stand, all that kind of stuff. So like that's why I put them where I put him. Someone said, "Nah, you should be able to move." See, thank you, whoever that is. I agree. We need to listen to the people that are watching. I agree with them. I need to be able to move the people I want to move.
Listen, I've been done saying this is Tyrant Sports since the last time we did this. You'd be lucky.
The viewers have spoken. The viewers have spoken.
The fact that you're even sticking by this whole Lukaku and you're justifying that his signing puts them fifth, that is embarrassing.
Bro, at the end of the season, I guarantee you will be able to make a 5-minute clip of Lukaku flops.
What does that mean in the grand scheme of things if he scores 20 goals? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
It just means that the defense he was scoring against was rubbish.
I hear you, Spencer.
Yeah, B. Spencer. Yeah, B. Spencer. I hear you. Yeah, listen to the people, innit? Listen to the people.
Big crack.
Nah, don't.
Crack.
Spencer, man, what are you doing?
just make your pick, car. I need to.
Alright, this is my pick. Whether my reason is valid or not. Chelsea, City, United, Liverpool. Who else next? Tottenham, Leicester. That's it. That's what I'm picking.
I deny it. Let's move on.
Right.
We'll have to converse at a later date.
Yeah, we'll revisit. Are we leaving? I'm gonna leave. Is anyone changing relegation?
No.
Nah.
No, I'm not changing anything else.
I'm not. And Champions League?
No.
Wait, who did I say for Champions League?
Wait, who did I pick?
So
Everyone
Carl,
picked
you
PSG.
picked PSG. Nat, you picked PSG. I pick
Right,
PSG.
no, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with
Everyone
that.
picked PSG apart from Javon.
Me.
Man City.
I picked PSG with no reason though. I'll stick to it
Everyone
anyway.
just picked, and literally everyone picked PSG because Neymar, Messi,
And they kept Mbappe as well.
Yeah.
Mbappe.
Yep. Captain Mbappe signed another
He ain't gonna
midfielder.
play at his fullest. Guy's gone.
I'd like to change my top goal scorer.
Golden boot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm changing
Go
to
on.
Ronaldo.
Who's my
Damn.
golden boot?
Yours is Lukaku.
I'll stick with that.
You're
Oh,
sticking
look,
with Lukaku. Carl, you said Salah.
I'm sticking with Mo.
Sticking with the Mo. Nat, you said Salah.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna get golden boot.
And I'll stick with Harry Kane, considering he's staying at Spurs. And I said that if he stayed at Spurs, I think he's got more chance to win it.
Triple
Has
O.
he even scored so far for them yet?
Triple O says nobody has CR7 for top goal scorer. This was what we predicted last time, so we're changing them. Now, this is before the season actually started, but obviously the transfer window was still going, so Ronaldo wasn't actually in the league. I've just changed it. Ramon, yeah, MN makes a good question.
Man said Man United winning Europa.
Emin, before Ramon answers that, he has a valid reason. Man United won Champions League last year, and they were my pick, and they got all the way to the Europa League final. And I picked them. Whilst they were in the Champions League group stage. I said, you know what? Man United to win the Europa League, and I thought I had it. I sat down, I watched the Europa League final. I was like, it's only Villarreal. Surely I got this correct. It's only Villarreal, and they let me down. So maybe they go one better this time and actually win it.
You know what?
Ronaldo won't let
The
them
thing
drop
is,
down there,
there's
man.
two things. There's obviously Ronaldo, which changes things drastically, and the group that they got. The group that they got. I mean, even a
Even a what?
Even though what? He's frozen. He's frozen.
We've got a man. We've got a man down.
Man down.
Man down.
West Ham.
Man
Nah,
down.
I'm sticking to West Ham, you know. Mikel Antonio, them man there.
1 second. Man
said defrost him.
I can't believe I actually said West Ham though. Whatever.
West Ham are serious. I'm not gonna lie. Wish I had them in my top 6.
I should have predicted them instead of Villa when I did the prediction the first time.
We say next year we put money on this. Golly. What's going on? Everyone left. Neeks
now we've
left.
lost Neeks. We've lost Neeks. We've
Golly, everything
man
gone.
down. You're mute.
Can't hear you.
You're mute, Neeks. You're mute.
Yeah, no, I just went into the back to obviously Ron's disappeared in it, so I got to take charge of the team.
I wonder what happened there. Did he message?
No. He's
probably internet died or something, man.
Completely disappeared because he's not. His goal gone. That means I haven't even got the. Anyway, it doesn't make a difference.
He said his internet has bucked out on him.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bricknet.
No problem. Let me see something. Close that. Put that. There we go.
Nah, it's not Virgin. I got Virgin.
That's a different Virgin Wi-Fi.
Wait, his screen is still sharing.
No, this is me.
Oh! I was thinking, wait, what? I just realized it's you.
This is me. So, all right. So this is what we got.
Fake Nat.
Oh my goodness. Can I ask a quick question? Can I ask a quick question? If my original prediction comes true,
what? We will decide what prediction one stands. You'll see when it goes out on the Twitter. But yeah, that's what we got.
I said fake.
Ramon, you're in the chat. Do you want to change Man United? Let us know your reason if you want to. And we'll decide again whether or not. But yeah, let's move on. Anyway, in the meantime, let me get rid of that. And we're talking F1 actually. So that's that for the Premier League and all that. Now we had a big actually before we even go that far, we have to announce that Kimi Raikkonen has announced that he is retiring from the sport of the season. Now, of course, he is a legend, absolute legend of the game. Former champion, 2007, won the World Drivers' Championship, and as they call him, the Iceman, cool under pressure. So, Kyle, I don't know if it's on my side, but it looks like your camera's flickering.
Yes,
Ramon says Ronaldo makes me change to Napoli. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Ronaldo can make anyone change, apart from fairly can. I moved him at one. Javern bottled it.
Wait, bottled what?
You bottled Chelsea's Premier League win.
Not to mention, Raikkonen's got the most races in Formula One history. Just putting it out there.
What about conference predictions? We don't even know who's in that competition other than Spurs, so I couldn't even answer that question. So yeah.
Yeah, that is the answer. Spurs.
That's all. That would be my answer because I have no idea what is in it. But yeah, Kimi Raikkonen is.
No, Roma's in there. Roma's in there.
Oh, is it? Kimi Raikkonen's retiring at the end of the season, and of course, there's talk about. So he's going to leave Alfa Romeo. What's his name? Wait, where was Bottas? Bottas was going to be moving to Alfa Romeo. Apparently,
to replace Kimi, yeah.
He replaced Kimi. George Russell was going to move to Mercedes to replace Bottas, and Albon was going to join Williams to replace Russell. So that was the rumors actually circulated a day or so ago. Now we've heard today officially that Kimi Raikkonen's retired. So I think that's very likely. I don't think Bottas has got another year at Mercedes. What do you lot think?
I don't think he does. I don't think he does. But also another rumor is that that I hear is that Lewis Hamilton is actually fighting the side of Bottas. He actually wants him to stay another year. But I hear that Mercedes actually want to get rid of him. They don't want to keep him on.
Why does he want to keep him another year?
Because he's happy to have a whipping boy. Because like George Russell's gonna come and he's gonna come with
trying to win.
He's not gonna come and be like, oh, I'm here to play second fiddle to Hamilton. I want to start winning and winning championships because he's gonna feel like he's good enough to do so. Whereas Bottas has maybe waved the white flag and kind of given up that hope while he's behind Hamilton. So yeah, and Hamilton kind of wants him there because he doesn't push the boundaries or pushes Hamilton and be like, yeah, this guy's actually a rival. So now I've got to worry about Bottas and Max. Whereas if George Russell comes now, like George Russell qualified in P2 on the last weekend in a Williams.
You mean he finished second in the race as well?
Yeah, he did. in a Williams car.
We'll get there.
But imagine he's in a Mercedes now. Like I said, he's going to come with a certain hunger and a certain desire to win. Like this is the next generation. Him, Lando, Charles Leclerc, all of these man. These are the next generation of Formula One, and they're all going to be, and obviously Max Verstappen. They're all going to be butting heads to start taking the next championships over the next coming year. So he ain't coming to play second fiddle. So yeah, one of the rumors is that
but
Hamilton's fighting.
Then he has to make sure he races good. Then, isn't it? Car. If you want to come and be, saying, "Oh yeah, I deserve this and that," well, you better make sure you race hard.
Wait, what are you trying to say? I'm confused.
No, but he's saying Hamilton doesn't want him because he's going to be racing to win, whereas Bottas is just happy to support, which helps Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton doesn't.
I hear that, but I'm saying he's gonna want to come there and push. So if he's gonna do that, make sure you're good enough to. Or else, if you're not, then the team are going to give you the orders to drop back. So, That's what I'm saying. So you can well and good come there and want to win titles, but if you're not good enough, you're not going to.
Well, for me, I would love Russell to come in, because if Hamilton wins 8, this year, then I want all out attack competition from everywhere. Your teammate, your rivals, whatever happens. If Hamilton don't win 8, and obviously they have to make a decision before the end of the season, I will do whatever it takes for Hamilton to get 8. So if it means keeping Bottas for another year to help and push him along, that's what I would want. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I'm kind of the same here. I would just want Hamilton to win one more, so he passes Schumacher.
Exactly.
And then I'm a Max, because I've always been a Max.
No, I'll never be a Max. I'll always be Hamilton once he's there. But I'm not gonna be as disappointed if Hamilton loses the race or
pretty much, because when Max was on the rise, I was like, you know what, Max is good. You know what, this guy's the future. Obviously, right now, I didn't think there'll ever be a time where he is proper pushing Hamilton. Right now, I'm conflicted because I like him, but obviously I like Hamilton. And now that he's now gone and he's doing this, I'm literally on the verges of like, I'm not really happy with Max right now, but like, I'm literally torn. But I just need Lewis to get over the line. Once he gets over the line, then it's game. Whoever wins.
Yeah, whoever wins, and
that's it. I'm like,
because as far as I'm concerned,
race.
No one's catching. Like, I say no one. Obviously, Hamilton caught Schumacher, so someone is possible they can catch Hamilton. A very long time before that happens, I think. So, and the longer it remains competitive, the less likely is that someone is going to catch him, because you'll get
different winners.
Verstappen winning at some point. You then may get Leclerc winning, Lando, Norris. The more competitive it is, the better for the sport and to protect Hamilton's record itself. So we'll see what happens. But obviously that depends on a lot what happens this season. Now we had a race.
Did we?
We did.
Well, officially, we had a race. The Belgian Grand Prix. And clearly, the FIA were happy to call it a race and make sure that it was classified, and it goes down in the books that we had a race. This was the race. This was the race. Won by the safety car, followed by Max Verstappen. As a matter of fact, that guy there, that must be the safety car driver, right? This guy must be, because that's the guy who came first. This was a race. Safety car, followed by Max, followed by everyone else. It was an absolute farce. And I'm gonna bring Kyle in here, because he sat there all evening or all afternoon defending to the last minute, up until after the race, how the day went, the decision that the FIA made, and basically trying to convince everyone that this was the only thing that could have happened. So you got to explain yourself, Kyle, because as far as I'm concerned, what happened on Sunday was an absolute farce for the sport.
Look, I'm not saying I'm pleased with the decision or I'm happy with the outcome. Obviously, I sat there for like 4 or 5 hours waiting for a race. Literally, I could have tuned out at any moment and said, "Oh, forget this. I will tune back in once I hear lights are officially out." But I literally watched every minute of it. Literally, the only time I got up was to go get a drink. So yeah, I'm disappointed. I didn't get to see a race, and even more so, they kept zooming in on the fans that are out there in their umbrellas and raincoats, sat there waiting for a race that never happened. It is disappointing. However, you have to look at it as you have to be realistic, and like a lot of the races, the commentators, some of the team engineers, they asked the question. There's 10 teams. I think they asked maybe 5 or 6 teams. Do you think it's logistically possible to hold a race on Monday, knowing that you got a triple header coming up, meaning that they've got 3 races back to back to back, weekend after weekend, and there's not a 2-week break. Sometimes you get a 2-week break, sometimes you get a 1. We got a triple header, so we got another race this weekend and another race the next weekend. So they were asking him, do you think it's logistically possible to have a race at an emergency call up, emergency meeting as it were, keep everyone here stationed to the next day, and still be able to get around and do your triple header? And some of them were unsure. They were like, I mean, if they make the decision, what choice do we have? No one actually said yes. No one actually said, yeah, we can. It's not a problem. Everyone was kind of skeptical. They were like, not sure. But if they make the decision, what choices do we have? The rules are the rules. We have to do what they say in it. So realistically, if everyone is unsure about being able to host a race on Monday, and you can't host it the week after or the week after because you got a triple header, you're fighting the forces of nature. So apart from either cancelling the race and say, all right, it's off the calendar altogether, no points have been distributed, sorry, but if we had 21 races, we're now having 20 races for the season. This has been chalked off due to intense weather conditions, or you do the 2 laps. Those are literally the only 2 choices.
Very intense weather conditions.
It was. And those were the only 2 options. Now, personally, I will back any decision that they make because they're doing it in the best interest.
No, but I don't think they are. I think because the best interest of the sport would be to cancel the race, because who actually benefits from the fact that they classified the race? The fans didn't benefit from going around twice. The only people that actually benefited from it were Williams and Max Verstappen. Well, yeah, Red Bull and Williams, because Williams get points for 2 drivers again for like the first time in their history back to back, or not their history, but since they've kind of come back recently. And Red Bull, because of course they closed the gap on the drivers' championship, the constructors' championship, and the drivers with Verstappen. But for the sport, up and down the grid, Alonso's talking about how it should have been just cancelled. Alfa Romeo said the same thing, should have been cancelled. Hamilton pretty much the same thing. Of course, Hamilton's got his own agenda, but if you take Verstappen, you take Hamilton, you take Williams out of it, most people are saying that race should never have happened, because all you did it purely to get a result. Now, maybe by getting a result, you protect yourself from potential fines, etc. I don't know. Maybe they have to, if they don't have a result at the circuit, you have to pay back a certain amount of money to the people that paid to host it. I have no idea. But it wasn't in the best interest of the sport to complete that race, as far as I'm concerned. And it should never have gone ahead. And let's say it was that bad. Let's say someone did go off on the track, on the wet, and severely injured himself. Because that's how bad it was. It was that bad that it was undrivable conditions in terms of racing, but someone can still go off. It was, for me, it was a terrible decision. And they pretty much came out afterwards and said that in future, basically, they wouldn't do it, or do something different. I have no idea, but I just think it was wrong. I was wrong. I think from the day before, when Vettel was saying it's too wet to qualify, and they didn't red flag it, and then Norris goes out there and crashes. So he's out of the points now because they sent them out when it was undrivable. And then they go out, and every driver other than Verstappen says, no, this is undrivable. And then they go out for 2 laps. And they try to pull a fast one, like, no, we thought that we could still get some racing in after the 2 laps. No. You knew exactly what's going on. I think it was bad. I think it was bad, personally.
I'm gonna say I agree with you still. Like, I think it was unfair as well for the people, the rest of the grid. Like, the decision favored.
How do you know that's where it would have finished? How do you know? It's bollocks, man. That's
what I'm saying. Like, they should have just cancelled the race, because the whole point of racing is to compete.
George Russell ain't finishing second. I can tell you that in that car. From the start, he probably would have been jumped. Like, come on, man.
If they actually raced, George Russell was never finishing second, in my opinion. Hamilton would have passed him. and he would have finished like 4th or 5th or something like that. But it is what it is. They made the decision. Like, you just have to firm it now.
Jokers, man.
But
Them are
I think they
jokers.
should have cancelled it.
They got blood on their hand.
From time, what's it called? From time Perez crashed on the way to just do.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They should have locked it off. They should have locked it off.
Man crashed on the way to the grid, you know.
Wait, where did Perez qualify for the race initially?
He qualified like 6th or 7th, and obviously finished 20th.
What did you lot think about that whole thing with them initially retiring the car, then bringing it back, and all that kind of?
That was fine. That was fine. It's within the rules. It was fine.
Yeah, it's within the rules. But it just adds to a farcical weekend. But it was in the rules.
Because the race hasn't started, isn't it? It's not like he crashed.
Yeah.
The race hasn't started, so they're allowed to work on the car. I mean, if it was a normal race, it wouldn't have happened because they wouldn't have had enough time to fix the car. But because they were not racing for so many hours, they had enough time to fix the car. But yeah, it was fine. The
fact that 2 laps could even constitute a race is already bad for the sport. I think because is that because basically they had lost laps already because of the time? Is that what it was? The race was already reduced or something. I don't know why.
No, 2 laps that's normal rules.
Two
laps minimum is what is required for classification. Yes, 75% is considered a full race. So if you make it to 75%, you get full points.
Yeah. So I think it's ridiculous. I think you should have to complete at least half the race. No, maybe not half the race.
Or like 25%.
At least 25% of the race to get half point.
That would have been fine. Every man get 1 point.
20 points. To say 2 laps, because the first lap is mayhem. The second lap, you're trying to recover from a bad start. Race done. 50% each. That's already ridiculous, man. That's already
no race will ever end after 2 laps, though.
Well, it did.
This one did.
I mean an ordinary race that you're describing, like off the start, mayhem. You settle yourself.
But Carl, but if you set the barrier at 25%, you negate the having such a thing that you had on Sunday, because no one's gonna agree to going behind the safety car for 15 laps just to get the race done. Like, that's ridiculous. 2 laps is already. It's like say you play a match.
Listen, if that was the case and they did 15 laps. And they did 15 laps behind the rain.
Behind the safety car.
I would have laughed
the season
if they did that.
Cancel the season if that happens.
To get classification.
But with the current rules that are in place, right? Can you imagine how it is? Like you got the FIA and you got the stewards that are all sat there, talking to the teams, and you got the fans that are all out there sat there waiting for a race, right? And you got the drivers who actually want to race. Like you see them, they're walking up, they're being interviewed, talking to George Russell, talking to Max, and Hamilton's on his scooter, scooting up and down the garage pit wall, and they're like if we actually are able to race, Hamilton was like, it would have been an interesting, it would have been fun. Like he wanted to race in the conditions, but he acknowledged that it was unsafe, knowing that the drivers want to race. The teams want to get out and get their drivers out, and the fans want to see a race. Like after keeping people there 3-4 hours, and then even at one point they stopped the clock on 1 hour to extend the race day. No, the race day should have ended at 6 p.m., but they stopped the clock to give themselves even more time to see if they can get
2 laps in. No, I'm joking. Yeah, to
get a break in the rain. After keeping people for that long, you can't just. Like, could you imagine this if you was a fan and you said stand there for 5 hours, even if you arrived half an hour before the race, you watch them.
No, but the thing is, I'll understand because they can't, because it's raining, Kyle. If they literally cancel the game and move it to another time because it's dangerous, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I waited here 6 hours for nothing. I waited here 6 hours because I thought maybe the rain will go down.
No, but
like it's common sense. It's like football. There was a football match that it was raining, they still went on. Then the lightning struck. The broadcast even cut for a couple seconds. The man abandoned the game.
Yes,
like it's just simple.
Yes.
Did you think all those people were mad that the game got abandoned? No, because it's safety.
No, but Javern, those decisions the difference is those decisions are made instantly. Like Neeks said, if the rules are different, and say they have classification is minimum 25%.
Yeah, but they thought they can
25%.
weigh it
Oh,
out.
wait. If the rules were different, like he said, and the classification is 25% race, from the moment that they've gone an hour and a half, and they're looking at the weather forecast, and they can physically see, because they saw from the beginning, they were like, yeah, there's not going to be no break anytime soon. We're just hanging on, hoping that after maybe 2 or 3 hours, the cloud kind of moves over. Obviously, they physically couldn't see past like 2-3 hours. That was like the as much as a perfect glimpse into the future that they could see was like 2-3 hours. So every half an hour that went by, they added an extra half an hour into what they could see the weather was going to bring. Now, if you got a 25% minimum for race classification, after about an hour and a half, they would say, yeah, there ain't no break long enough that's going to come that's going to allow us to do 25%. Race cancelled. Cool. The decision is made very early. But the fact that it's 2 laps and the fact that it could be done behind a safety car, they're able to wait 5-6 hours in hopes that they can get a little racing done. But like the rules need to be changed. But after you've waited 5 hours, you have no choice but to do the 2 laps. You can't cancel the race.
Nah, they could have cancelled it. For me personally, they could have, because everyone would understand, because it is dangerous. Like, it's like, come on, I know the fans there is different,
Javan, they
but
understand.
I would rather
Javan,
that.
They wouldn't understand.
You won't. Maybe you. I don't understand why you are champion for this. It's literally simple as race cancelled. We'll do it tomorrow.
Because
like, and simple as
the
same way how they made that dumb decision.
Now.
No, but the same way they made that dumb decision to just give people half points for not racing, they could have literally said, "We're doing it Monday." Like.
No, but that's the thing.
Transfer your cars for the next race weekend.
They couldn't do it on Monday. That's the thing. They couldn't do it on Monday. You say, "Oh, just do it on Monday." They couldn't do it on Monday.
Well, then do it again another part of the season when there's a break. If there's not going to be races every week till the season's done, just like how they're putting in new races here or there in the map. Literally put this one, move this one there.
You can't do that. You can't.
No, you can. You can. You're saying they can't. They can.
No, you can't. You can't just. Oh, boom.
I think the problem is,
but they can just magically put back on a race that hasn't been fingered. Oh, come on.
Because you have to understand, there's a lot more.
I'm not having this.
Like you take different Grand Prix, right, and you take different venues. Like for example, if you take Monte Carlo. Now I know Monte Carlo is not the same.
Why can't they move it to another day? Tell me why.
I'm about to tell you. Relax. Like in terms for Monte Carlo, even in the first race of the season, Australia, like those are like street races. The street gets closed down. Like in some of the racetracks, the event is huge, and a lot of protocols have to be put in place. Now, if they've arranged for it to be on this weekend and roads are closed, XYZ, certain things have been put into place. And it costs money for all these things to happen. You can't just say, okay, now because of rain, it's been cancelled.
I'll be damned. They can't close the road again.
But it's different. Like at the start of the season, and you're so say we're in June, and there's a race that's scheduled in October. Yeah, we can't quite do that due to COVID, so we're gonna cancel that one, and we're gonna open up. Just that's different because you're months out. The arrangements were made, but they hadn't been carried out. You're in a race weekend where arrangements had been made, they've been carried out. You can't reschedule arrangements that have already been carried out and have been paid for. It's not just as simple as that. It's not like a football match. Say, oh, cancel the football match and we bring the fans back on another day to play the football game. Formula One's not the same. It's not like a basketball game. All right, guys, go home. You can come back to the stadium and we will play the basketball match. It's not as simple as that. Formula One is much bigger. It's on a grand scale. You can't just simply cancel a race and say, all right, we have it on a different weekend. It's sometime in September, sometime in November. It doesn't. It don't work like
because
that.
They can plan for it. They come in and say, look, emergency meeting. Like it's a one-off. It's not like it's gonna happen this time. It's literally a one-off. It can't be. You're giving me all. You're not giving solutions. All I'm hearing is they can't do it. Why can't they do it? Because of solutions. They can do it. Get together, buck heads together, and do it. It's that simple. Like
Nah,
you're going on like it's so impossible.
not
What?
under
The
the
cars
current-
can't
under the
move.
current-
They can only go to this track on between September the 1st to September the 5th. Any other time? Oh no, logistics.
No, it's not. No,
the
it's not
money's
about-
gone. No,
it's
I
not
don't
about
want to
the
hear
cars.
that, man.
It's not
It
just
can be
about the
done.
cars.
It's
It's
a
not just
one-off.
about the cars.
Because it's a one-off,
about
it
the
can
cars.
definitely be done.
It's not.
It's
Just
a
about
one-off,
cars, though.
and it can
not
be
just
done.
about the cars.
Go on,
It's
Nat.
not-
Go on,
Man, it's
Nat.
more than that. It's more than that. Let me give you an example. You see how they were saying let's race on Monday. That commentators made a good point that I didn't even think of. They were like the stewards that work at the ground have work on Monday, so they not all of them can come and do their
Okay,
job.
that's
And
fine.
the stewards
That's
stewards
fine.
at
Let him
this
go. Let him go. Let him go.
the stewards at this track, apparently they're not even paid. They're volunteers, so
Apparently,
they have to prioritize their real job over
Yep.
Formula One. That's something they're doing as their hobby. This is their free time.
Okay.
So imagine like with the scheduling and stuff, they need to plan ahead. They can't just say, okay, cool, we let's schedule it for Monday. Like people have jobs that they need to go do. Like the camera
Mhm.
people need to go set up, and you can't just
You're literally making my point for me.
you can't just change things and stuff
You're
like that.
literally making my point for me.
It's
Like
like
I
what
said,
Cal-
it is. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, I'm saying it's like what Cal said as well. You see how you're saying, like, for example, was it Monaco? That's it. Monaco. They have to like plan ahead. They have to close the road. They have to do. There's loads of stuff that they
Yeah.
need to do before they can just put on a race. There's protocols. There's rules that they have to follow.
Yes.
So there's loads of things you have to bear in mind. So that's why I said I think they should just cancel it completely and just continued with the rest of the racing schedule and not given any points.
No, but this is the point I'm making. Okay, fine, fair. Monday might be too short notice for everything else. There's a planning committee. Sit your asses down and come together and plan it in 3 weeks' time or a month's time or whatever. It's not that hard to get the people that are planning these things together and find a date to do it again. It really isn't. It's a one-off. Like I can understand what you men are saying if it was like a regular thing where you're moving this, moving that. But that's not the case here. It's a one-off, special circumstances. They can make it work. Like it's. We're not asking for them to part the Red Sea. Like we're not asking for much. Like you can literally come and plan this. Like a road can shut down. Like it's not hard to shut a road. You don't need to wait 7 months to shut a road. You can't just shut a road. Look, if I wanted to go on protest, I can put an application. They plan it and they whatever, and they shut down the road. Like you don't need a year's notice to shut a road. Like, for example, with that, I'm just trying to say, you get together, postpone the race, put it on hold, and do from there. And if you can't sort something out, then no points gets given because no man raced.
Yeah,
It's simple as
I think the bottom line is they would rather not have the inconvenience of setting another date for the race. It's definitely possible. The Monday wouldn't have been possible. But it's definitely possible you could fit into somewhere else in the calendar. Of course, you got back-to-back races, but there are other gaps in the calendar where you could have done it. But I think the best thing would just be to, like, even if you said, all right, the fans have been there that long, they want to see someone on the podium, blah, blah. Even if you said, we're going to keep the podium as it is, so we give Verstappen the win, Russell second, Hamilton third. If you did that, you still shouldn't get it. Should be points null and void. If that's really what all right, we're doing it for the fans. It should be points null and void because it just the integrity of the sport disappears when you're awarding points for something that hasn't actually happened. He did not win the race. There wasn't a race. There wasn't a race at any point on the day. There was not a race.
It's a showcase.
Yeah, literally. It was an exhibition. So
I don't agree. I'm fine with half points.
For two, Kyle, they didn't race.
What, Kyle? For what?
Even if they raced for 2 laps, so let's say they started it, they did a proper start, and some people crashed out, and then they went through 2 laps actually without a safety car. Cool. I understand. You might say the rules are 2 laps. They raced for 2 laps. Give them the half points. They didn't race. They actually weren't allowed to overtake because they're on the safety car.
No, I know. But it's earned through qualification. It was earned through qualification.
Yeah, but you've never in the history of the
earned
sport.
a
I don't think they've
place
ever awarded
on the
points
grid. You
for
didn't earn a
qualification.
place at the race. You earned a point.
There's a
You
first
earned
time for
a,
everything.
What,
Ah,
I bet it's the last. I
can't.
bet it's gonna be the last time. That's how fast it was.
Probably,
I can't.
probably,
I can't.
probably.
I really
But it's
can't.
fine.
No, it's not fine.
It's
not fine.
earned through qualification. It's part of the race weekend. When you say race weekend, you don't say, "Oh,
Okay,
on
all right,
Sunday."
now.
I said it's
Right,
fine.
no,
If
wait,
Hamilton
wait,
was
wait.
first,
It's
you
the
would
whole-
not
it's
be
the whole-
saying fine. You'd be
All right.
screaming
It's the
farcical. You
whole
would
Friday-
literally be
it's the
screaming
whole
farcical.
Friday, Saturday.
All right,
Saying
let me
Mercedes
ask you a
cheat
question. Let me ask you a
everything.
question.
No, I wouldn't, Javon. No, I
No,
Yes,
wouldn't.
you would.
Let me ask you a
Shut
question.
up. No, I wouldn't.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, you would.
If you had practice one,
Yeah.
and let's say it was, I don't know, Norris finished first in practice one, Bottas was second, and Leclerc was third. Then you couldn't do practice two because it was torrential. You couldn't do practice three because of torrential. You couldn't do qualifying, and you couldn't race. Are you saying that because it was a part of the race weekend, you award the winner first, second, and third, and the points up to 10 based on practice one because it's part of the race weekend?
No.
But it's part of the race weekend.
No, because
It's part of the race weekend.
it's free practice. It's free. It's free practice.
Wait, okay, so forget the argument about race weekend is out of it because that's a part of the race weekend as well.
Thank you very much.
Qualifying is good enough.
you.
You're saying qualifying is good enough. Now, of course, qualifying is more serious compared to the practice. I get that, but points have never been awarded for qualifying unless it's sprint qualifying, where there's an actual rule for sprint qualifying. I think it's because put like this: if it was the case that you can award points based on qualifying, you wouldn't have to do 2 laps because you would just say we're not racing today, give them the points.
Exactly.
2 laps behind the safety car is already, for me, that is the farcical thing. If you were going to award it based on qualifying, that's already bad, but it's not so bad. But to do 2 laps just to force a result, yeah, I think that ruins the integrity of the sport as far as I'm concerned. But everyone's going to have their own opinions on that.
Neeks.
Yes.
They did what they did because they saw that Hamilton was is on his way to the next title, and they need to get the points. This is
everyone that is happy with this. Everyone that's happy with this are all Max fans. Literally, that's their reason. Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Because I guarantee, if it was Hamilton front row on that, oh my goodness, everyone would be like, it's a farce. How do you give it enough points? Literally, that's what it would.
Oh, 100% they would have.
It would be an outrage. Literally everything will break down if it was Hamilton that was front and that happened. No one is making a big fuss about it because it's Max and they want him to get the points.
Some people even tweeted me like, well, as long as Hamilton's not winning again because it's boring. I said, Hamilton winning is boring, but that wasn't boring. That was more boring.
And it just goes to say everyone I know that said that has all said that has literally said that because it was Max at the front. Literally.
So this is the driver standings.
And sad.
The driver standings. Hamilton's on 202.5. Verstappen 199.5. So the gap has closed by 3 points.
Oh, that's nonsense, man.
Bottas still sitting in 4th. Waste, man.
Imagine losing the championship because of that 0.5.
I don't have an issue with 0.5 because if you actually race, I don't have a problem with that. But it's a joke.
But that's what I'm saying. Imagine this season he was to lose it
based on
that 0.5, then it would be because of that race.
Yeah, it's a joke.
That would be so funny.
And Mercedes are leading by 7 points of the Constructors' Championship. So, yeah, that's where we stand on F1 at the moment. The next race is somewhere.
It's Verstappen's home race.
Oh yeah, of course, it's Netherlands, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Belgium, he was actually born in Belgium, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So this is his
Wasn't this was his unofficial home race, wasn't it?
Because that's where he's born.
Yeah.
Because he's a Dutch national. Technically, the Dutch Grand Prix is his. I'm
guessing they're not going to change the engine again next week. Or
they didn't change it this week.
Yeah, they didn't change it. So I wonder if they're going to change it
for his home race. I don't know. But remember, you can change it. It's just about at the stage you change it, which depends on whether or not you'll get a penalty. So I'm not sure exactly if if they pass the threshold or not. We have to wait and see. But yeah, we've got this weekend coming up, Dutch Grand Prix, and then after that, we've got the Italian Grand Prix on the 12th, and they got a week's break before, well, kind of 2 weeks until the Russian Grand Prix. So you're 3 back-to-back European races, and we will see how the land lies at that point. But guys, listen, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a long podcast. The audio is going to be out on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts by the end of the week. And we will put out all the predictions on our Twitter account once we decide what to do with Nats.
Fake Nats score.
Fake Nat and fake Nat. We have to maybe merge them together.
All I'm saying is, yeah, I can't even say anything though.
Liverpool 4th still. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and we will see you soon.